Sponsored by eBay. Padres put on a show last night, 1-0, shutting out the LA Dodgers in game one. Today we got same time, same place at Petco Park. Griffin Canning will be on the mound for the Padres, and the Dodgers will be going with Emmett Sheehan after originally choosing Shohei Ohtani. Wembanyama and the Spurs take down the Thunder in game one last night. Eastern Conference Finals starting tonight. Cavs on the road at the Garden taking on the Knicks. That game is at 5 o'clock. New York is a 7.5-point favorite in that one. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for, or the foul ball you heroically gave away, it's all there on eBay. eBay, things people love.
We will start from the beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long.
That's how it starts.
Round one.
Too hard to left field. Teoscar Hernandez going back at the wall. It's gone.
To the good guys.
On the ground to Manny Machado. He will tag the runner, and that's the ball game.
The Padres take game one of the Dodger series. It all continues tonight at Petco. Wemby tells SGA, you can have your MVP. I'll just do this.
Castle, Wembanyama puts it in up top over Caruso.
Spurs take game one of the Western Conference Finals. Plus,
I want winners.
Buffalo Sabres on the money line tonight, closing it out at home.
Shot, score! Montreal wins game 7.
I like Dodgers Padres for the over in tonight's matchup.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Padres beat the Dodgers 1-0.
And I do think the Spurs and Thunder go under 221.5 tonight.
The Spurs in double overtime dispose of the Oklahoma City Thunder 122-150.
You're wrong.
No offense to any of you, but all bets are off.
let's get this midday madness going from the studios of San Diego Sports 760 in the zone with Fletch and Sandy.
Let's get it going on a Tuesday. What's happening, everybody? Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock today. Sammy will keep the party rolling after that from 2 to 3. Schaefer and Sliwa from 3 to 6. Busy day here on San Diego Sports 760. Padres-Dodgers game 1 was last night. Padres take the first round matchup between these two teams. Game 2 is going to be tonight. Griffin Canning on the mound for the Padres. Kind of a cross your fingers and hopes it goes okay. Last night was a pitcher's duel. I doubt tonight is going to be the same thing between the Padres and the Dodgers. Can't wait to see what game 2 has in store. We'll spend plenty of time on that today. We'll spend plenty of time on the heroics of Victor Wembanyama from a night ago. The Oklahoma City Thunder lose their first game in this postseason. Can't wait to get into that because what are you doing with a 7'4" guy who's pulling up from Steph Curry land and making threes in double overtime? It just doesn't feel fair at times against a guy like Victor Wembanyama. Could he be the one who upsets the apple cart against the Oklahoma City Thunder? We will see. Before we get into any of that, Sammy Long, you ready to have a great show?
I am ready to have a great show.
Rough long shots last night. Are we okay?
We're okay. I take full blame because I should have known that betting on the city of Buffalo in a game that actually matters in a do or die game was the wrong way to go.
And now we're talking smack about Josh Allen. Was he on the ice last night? I don't think he was.
It certainly rubbed off on the Buffalo Sabres last night in game 7 on their home territory. So yeah, I take full ownership for trusting the city of Buffalo.
And then Spurs and OKC going to double overtime didn't help.
In my defense, they were still at the under halfway through the double overtime. So I was right until they decided to go to 2 overtimes in my defense.
Like everyone who's ever been wrong about anything, you were right until you were wrong. So that's okay. And then what was the other one? There was one more, wasn't there?
That one wasn't the best selection.
Oh, is that Padres-Dodgers over in a 1-0 game? Is that what you're talking about? I think the over-under was set at 7.5. It was a 1-0 ball game that had a combined 9 hits last night at Petco Park. A true pitcher's duel.
I thought that the Dodgers could hit with runners in scoring position. I also thought that someone outside of Miguel Andujar would hit for the Padres. It ended up good for San Diego, but unfortunately for the bets, we should have hit the under on.
All right, let's talk about last night's Padres-Dodgers game. So if you missed it, really the first inning, you saw a big blast from Miguel Andujar, and the look on Yoshinobu Yamamoto's face was pretty hysterical after that ball left the ballpark. It was like he could not believe it. But Fernando Tatis Jr. led the game off with a rocket that went straight to the shortstop, so it was an out. And then Miguel Andujar was the second batter up, and he blast one out to left field. It was a really impressive home run. A lot of what Miguel Andujar has been doing this year has been very impressive. So the Padres get on the board early. And then Michael King just kind of slips into a trance, man. I thought he was fantastic all night. One of his best games ever as a Padre. He gave up some hard contact. Shohei almost hit one out in the first inning. Max Muncy almost hit one out later in the game. But for the most part, Michael King was phenomenal yesterday, man. Had complete control. I think in the fourth inning, he struck out the side. So we got a patented Don Orsillo all down by way of the K call. But Michael King was terrific. And who might have been even more terrific was catcher for the Padres last night, Rodolfo Duran, who threw out two separate runners for the Dodgers. If I'm remembering this correctly, it was Mookie Betts the first time, Shohei Ohtani the second time.
Yep.
And he threw them both out. And they were huge, pivotal moments in this game. Because, yeah, Sammy's right. The Dodgers didn't really hit well with scoring or with runners in scoring position yesterday. I believe 0 for 7. But it could have been 0 for 9, or maybe the two that would have happened would have been the two that reached second base, if not for Rodolfo Duran, who I thought was terrific yesterday, kind of as a fill-in need with Luis Campusano on IL and Freddie Fermin really not playing all that well this year. Maybe the Padres found a gem here with Rodolfo Duran, who was excellent both with challenges last night and throwing guys out. He was my MVP of the game last night for the Padres.
Right, the Padres came up clutch when the Dodgers didn't. The Padres I got to give the Padres a lot of credit for being gritty in that game. I mean, hell, even in the ninth inning.
It wasn't easy. Jason Adam and Mason Miller both had struggles.
Right. We kind of knew this going into the game. The Dodgers have historically hit the Padres bullpen well the last couple of years. Give Adam a lot of credit for Mookie Betts had a rough game last night. 2 opportunities with runners on first and third. Padres got out of both of those. And then Miller, you're kind of sitting there going, what the hell's going on? Can't hit the strike zone. First 9 pitches or 9 out of 10 pitches were balls, and they weren't even close. So it's a testament to how good Mason Miller is that, he's able to kind of settle down, get back into it. Rodolfo Duran, who you just mentioned, had the big ABS challenge, kind of settled him down. And
2 of them, one early in the game, and then the one in the ninth was huge.
So I give the Padres a lot of credit for how they won last night. It wasn't pretty either way, and I certainly expect that the next 2 nights are going to look a lot more like a traditional baseball game, because I bet both offenses last night weren't really proud of what they put out there. But in a tough NL West division game, when it's going to be hard fought, it kind of has a playoff type atmosphere. The goal really is just come out on top, and the Padres deserve a lot of credit for doing that.
Look, I thought both starting pitchers were incredible. In fact, maybe the only 2 bad pitches Yoshinobu Yamamoto threw all night long were the 2 kind of hanging curveballs he threw to Miguel Andujar. And one of them was hit for a home run. The other one was hit for a sharply hit single up the middle. But I thought both starting pitchers did a phenomenal job yesterday. Hell, that was maybe the second time this year that I can remember a Padres pitcher finishing 7 innings. I don't know that it's happened more than once this year. Maybe one other time early in the year, I feel like in Colorado. But the fact that the Padres were able to do that yesterday, I'm here for a good old pitcher's duel, man. I've had my grievances about the Padres lineup this year, but a game like last night where you have 2 pitchers who were just in their pocket, in the zone, I am here for all the time. And the Padres took advantage of one more mistake than the Dodgers took of last night. So we'll see how game 2 goes. I would imagine tonight is probably more of the over 7.5 runs. Griffin Canning maybe can find a little bit of a rhythm here for the Padres as a pitcher. And who's going for the Dodgers? There was a shakeup.
Emmett Sheehan.
It was going to be Ohtani for game 2, wasn't it?
Right. I think the Dodgers looked at it, were like, Vasquez you would have a lot more confidence in than Griffin Canning. So they're matching up Shohei against Vasquez tomorrow. So yeah, you do feel like both pitchers can be hit. Sheehan has been good in his last couple outings, but struggled in terms of ERA through the first month of the season. So definitely, I bet the over last night. Tonight feels like an over type night both ways.
Tonight feels like an over indeed. Our buddy Rich on YouTube saying Petco was insane last night. We were surrounded by Dodger fans, so there was lots of trash talk all night. Rich, be careful, man. People don't mess around in Dodger Padre games. And Demetrius Gunn on YouTube says, oof, Miller's control for the first couple batters was rough to watch last night. Yeah, I'm telling you, like the Padres finally got to it where you didn't have to get to the bullpen super early in a game. And neither Jason Adam nor Mason Miller did I feel comfortable watching for even a second last night. But they get it done and put a blank on the board for the Dodgers.
Miller we're really nitpicking, but he has been walking a lot of guys the last couple weeks. Again, he
walked 2 and then got the next 3 out.
Right. So you're really nitpicking, but it's something to watch.
He got his major league leading 15th save last night. Oh, this dude sucks. Yeah, it is funny when we do stuff like that. All right, we still have all those tickets to give away today. So we have a pair of tickets to Switzerland, Australia. That's a friendly international matchup happening at Snapdragon Stadium in soccer. That's coming up in June. We have tickets for that, and then we have a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. To win those, you're going to have to leave us a talkback. The talkback we're looking for today is the best fair food. Whichever one Sammy and I agree with the most, essentially, is going to win a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. To leave a talkback, you open up the free iHeartRadio app, search San Diego Sports 760, tap that little red microphone icon. You can leave us up to 30 seconds in a talkback. It's essentially a phone voicemail. They go straight to Sammy's computer. We'll play him back on air today. The best talkback gets a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. Sound fair? Huh? Sound fair?
Did you work on that one this morning?
I did. Yeah, I have it actually written out in front of me here. All right, Sammy, let's get to the big three of hour number one. Go ahead, smash.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? I mean, coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big Three.
Text line is officially open, 70470. Start your message with team. If you would like to react to that Padres-Dodgers game, we will read those all day long. Sammy, where are we heading?
All right, we're going to the NBA last night. Amazing game by Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, winning it in double overtime. Wemby hits the shot almost at half court to tie it. An anonymous NBA scout today said that he thinks Wemby and SGA are Magic and Bird. They're going to be equivalent to Magic and Bird for the next decade. Do we like this, or is this an overreaction?
Overreaction. Look, Wemby can be an all-timer. I feel pretty confident in saying that Victor Wembanyama could be an all-time great. A lot of it's going to depend on health. That is a big frame to stay healthy. I don't know if he can do 10 to 15 years in the NBA, truthfully. But the way he played last night, if he's capable of doing that consistently, he will be an all-time great. Literally, it's a 7'4" guy who can dribble as good as just about anybody on the court, who can pull up and knock down shots from Steph Curry range in clutch time, which is the most important part.
Oh, yeah.
That was the moment of the game, was the three-pointer he hit from about 15 feet behind the line. Like, if Victor Wembanyama can continue to progress at this and make last night's performance a little more consistent, there is a chance he can be an all-time great. I don't know if we'll be able to see that with him. I unfortunately don't think he'll be able to stay healthy for long enough in his career. But, man, I think we just leave special alone, and last night was special.
Last night was unbelievable. It was, and the Spurs showed a lot, because the one worry I think you have with the Spurs going into the series was the Thunder know how to close. They've been here before. They've been in multiple game sevens against the Nuggets last year, against the Pacers, and the Spurs look like the calmer team down the stretch. They look like they knew what they were doing, and outside of backcourt turnovers from Dylan Harper, who did have a good game, they really outplayed him over the last couple overtimes. And the fact that the Spurs won that game without De'Aaron Fox, Thunder are in a little bit of trouble right now.
We'll get into that game more in a little bit, but did you see the dunk, Stephon Castle?
That was awesome.
And he turns around and stares down SGA.
In terms of the Magic Bird thing, no.
Did we just let last night stand alone for now?
People want to overreact. Anthony Edwards a couple years ago was the next Michael Jordan. Jokic, when he won the title, was the greatest center and one of the greatest players of all time. Let's just let it breathe for a second. Maybe 5 years from now we can revisit this conversation and they will be on that level. But I'm sorry, Oklahoma City and San Antonio are not on the level of LA and Boston in terms of just basketball markets. And I think that plays into it when you're talking about a two mega stars and the rivalry between them. All right, let's stick with the NBA. Eastern Conference Finals gets going tonight. Knicks and Cavs. The Knicks are the higher seeds, so they'll be hosting Game 1 and Game 2. Who has more pressure to win this series, the Knicks or the Cavs?
Well, the Knicks should win this series, so I think that the pressure immediately goes to them. Look, they're the majority of my lifetime, the Knicks have been a bad basketball organization. This has been really good for the NBA the last few years since they've gotten relevant again. And I'm not just talking about the stars who are all at MSG for all these games. I don't really care all that much about Timothée Chalamet. I don't really care all that much about Ben Stiller unless we're talking about Severance. But when the Knicks are good, it's good for basketball. And I think the New York Knicks being back, in a sense, that's all the pressure that is needed, right? This Cavs team is a little aging, is a little on their way out. We'll see what they do in the East moving forward. But this Knicks team, you feel like they're laying a foundation here to be real players in the East for the next decade or so. And I think that the pressure is squarely on their shoulders because they've been almost there the last couple of years. Well, this is the year to go out and do it. You can get to a finals with this Knicks team. In fact, you should get to a finals.
I'm with you. I'm going to go the Knicks because they have the home court advantage, because of Boston got eliminated. Philly took them out for you. No Halliburton this year with the Pacers, so they've been out of this. And Detroit, you think, is only going to get better when they acquire a second star. But this is a series that means a lot for both teams. And the Cavs, this is not a Cavs team that feels like they're lucky to be here. Remember, they were the Eastern Conference favorites heading into the season, even over Boston, over the Knicks, over all these teams. James Harden was brought to Cleveland to be that second option, that second guy. Look, they got past the Pistons, give them a lot of credit in that Game 7 for dominating. But Donovan Mitchell and James Harden have also been here before. Or they haven't been here before. They're also some of the veterans on the floor for both of these teams. And if they lose, I don't know where you go, because you're trying to build around Donovan Mitchell, trying to build around James Harden. If it's not working here, I don't know when it's ever going to work.
We got one more quickie we can squeeze in.
Yes, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Oh man,
he star wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks.
He played cornerback.
He won the Offensive Player of the Year trophy. All right, so the NFL sent him his award, and then on the award they messed up and it said Defensive Player of the Year. So there's just a typo. But JSN goes on Instagram and goes, quote, "It's getting disrespectful at this point," trying to do his best Michael Jordan impression. Is this an overreaction from JSN?
No.
Is he disrespected as a receiver in the league?
Yes. I mean, his paycheck wouldn't say so. He just inked one of the biggest deals ever for a wide receiver. But Jackson Smith and Jigba was as big a part of anybody for that Super Bowl team. I watched him play 3 times this year against my 49ers. I watch him cook the 49ers 3 times in a row. He is one of the more unguardable players in football right now. He is one of the best route runners in football right now. Put some respect on his name. How do you mess this up, NFL? And I can't believe I'm defending a Seattle Seahawk right now, but you are the NF freaking L. Can you not get a nameplate right?
Here's my thing, JSN. Listen,
I don't think it was personal attack towards him.
I think
no one
it was
did this on purpose.
A mistake. It is a bad mistake. It's a bad look. Whatever. JSN, you just won a Super Bowl. The Rams literally went out and got Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs and Jalen Watson to guard you. You should take some solace in that. The reason they traded for what they did with Trent McDuffie and the Chiefs was because they want to have someone who can sit up there and guard Jackson Smith and Jigba. I get he's trying to do the Jordan. He must have been watching The Last Dance where he's making stuff up in his head for motivation. This feels like an overreaction from JSN. He is one of the best receivers in football and will be fun to watch next year on the Seahawks.
I'm here for it. Get pissed and get yours, King. You can do this. All right, San Diego Sports 760. Get those talkbacks in if you want to win a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. We're asking you what's your favorite fair food. And whichever one we like the best, you're winning a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. We have 9 chances today for you to win $1,000 every weekday with the Bonus Bucks contest. Listen every hour from 9 to 5. Listen for the nationwide keyword, then enter it at sportssd.com. Your next chance to win $1,000 coming up soon here on San Diego Sports 760. All right, we got a text from the 619 that says, "Hey, Sammy, are you going to visit Rashee Rice in jail?"
Hey, free Rashee, baby. Listen, he's serving these 30 days, on the off season, get it out of the way.
So last year, Rashee Rice obviously missed 6 weeks of the regular season. This is all stemming from that reckless driving incident that happened a few years ago in Texas, where Rashee Rice got caught on camera walking away and fleeing the crime scene.
Not his finest moment.
No, not at all.
Not his finest moment.
There was also pounds of marijuana in the car when he crashed.
If it was California, it wouldn't be a problem.
I think the amount would still be a problem even if he was in California, but that's neither here nor there. So what is the news of the day, and what the texter from the 619 is referring to is the fact that Rashee Rice was booked today and will serve a 30-day sentence in jail starting today, leading through rookie or mini camps and OTAs that are coming up for the Kansas City Chiefs. So he's going to be missing a little time. He should be back for the start of the regular season.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be just fine. He's going to be getting prison yoked.
We're just looking past all the bad stuff and focusing on who he is as a football player.
Is it a crime to smoke marijuana?
So here is why this personally affects me. And not to make this all about me, but we have a rule in our Dynasty Fantasy Football League that me and Stan Lazinski are a part of. Now, it's Big Stan, our fantasy football expert.
Stan. Why am I not in that league, by the way?
You could have my team. Honestly, it's such a pain in the ass, and these guys are so good, and they live and breathe every second of it. You could have my team. I'll just give it to you. But it's a lot of money. But in that league, there are 4 different lawyers who run the thing, and there are commissioners.
Wait, real life lawyers?
Like real life lawyers. My buddy Cole, who I went to college with, is a real life lawyer who practices law. And Cole set a rule when this league was built. We were in college at the time. Cole set a rule that if any of your players end up in handcuffs, that's $25 added to the pot. If any of your players serve jail time, that's $50 to the pot, and it's additional $50 for every year. So somebody in this league, mind you, drafted Henry Ruggs and has been paying into the pot the whole time.
But I thought if you cut Henry Ruggs, it shouldn't have been a problem.
I think he left him on his roster. I don't know.
That's just the dumb,
because he's waiting for him to come back. But so
for that the long haul.
Look, our rosters are so deep in this league. So basically, I just got hit with the Venmo charge for $50 because of Rashee Rice. Well, so that's your wide receiver that is causing damage to my bank account.
I think you should dispute it because this 30-day charge was originally planned off the car crash.
Yeah, but it's when they go into jail. That triggers it. So Rashee's in jail. And he'll be back for the start of the season.
I think we all believe in second chances. I think that's American values, and really excited to see Rashee back.
Can we talk about how lucky Rashee Rice is? Like, if we're being dead serious right now, if we are being super duper honest right now, this situation could have gone very, very differently from a couple of years.
Smoking weed?
No, the car accident that he caused.
That was a bad moment. That was a bad. No one condones that.
Like, it could have gone very, very differently, and he's lucky no one was killed.
Do you arrest people on what could have happened or what did happen?
I cannot believe you're defending this right now, Sammy.
I'm not defending that. I'm saying I'd love for any police officers listening right now. It's Texas 70470. Start your message with team. Do you arrest people on what did happen or what potentially could have happened?
Well, what did happen
like
was
profiling.
He fled the scene, which is why he is currently in jail, Sammy. So Rashee Rice is spending the next 30 days in jail.
That's not why. That's because it's because of the weed.
Because he was on probation from that original incident, and he tested positive for weed since then.
Just trying to relax.
It's San Diego Sports 760. I do not understand Sammy Long's brain sometime, but what we do understand is that we have a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. If you would like to win said 4-pack of tickets, it's not to text us what you want at the San Diego County Fair in terms of food. It is to leave us a talkback. So you open up the free iHeartRadio app, search San Diego Sports 760, tap the little talkback mic, and then leave us a 30-second voicemail on what is your favorite fair food. Whichever one we pick at the end of the show today, we'll be getting a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. We are going to stop talking about Rashee Rice, I promise. And we're going to get back to Padres-Dodgers Game 2 coming up tonight. That's next on San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This was sponsored by eBay. Padres took game one against the Dodgers last night, 1-0. They're back tonight. Same time, same place at 6:40. Griffin Canning will be on the mound for the Padres, while Emmett Sheehan will be going for the Dodgers. In the NBA tonight, Eastern Conference Finals, Cavs on the road taking on the Knicks in game one. That game's at 5:00. New York open is 7.5-point favorites, getting bet down to 6.5. And Ryan Garcia, WBC welterweight champion of the world in boxing, announced on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night he'll be fighting September 12th in Vegas against Conor Benn for the titles. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you heroically gave away, it's all there on eBay. eBay, things people love.
San Diego Sports 760, Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2:00 today. And we got fair tickets for you, but you got to use the talkback mic if you want to get them. We have a few loaded up already. We'll play them, maybe play a couple of them before long shots, Sammy. I don't know if that sounds good to you.
Sounds perfect.
All right. So get those in now. We're going to pick a winner by the end of the show today if you want a 4-pack of tickets to head out to the San Diego County Fair. We also have a pair of tickets for you to go see Switzerland taking on Australia coming up on Saturday, June 6th at noon.
Who are you pulling for in that one?
I think Switzerland. I got family in Switzerland.
You do?
I do. Yeah, actually.
Really?
My uncle actually owns, they call it a chalet out there, not a house. But my uncle has a house out in Switzerland. His whole family's from there.
It's a chalet.
It's a chalet. It's actually, and all the houses have names in Switzerland. Can you believe it? So it's Chalet Mary Claire.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Learn something new about Ben Fletcher every day.
Don't you?
I did not know that.
It was it's someone, my mom's sister married the guy and his family all lived there. And then now they live here.
Oh, okay.
But they kept the house there.
Shout out to the Swiss.
Shout out. So I think I'm going for Switzerland, but I just think that I don't know that. I couldn't name a single Swiss player or
you want to give us a
player.
breakdown of the game?
Yeah. Kangaroo is going to be going up against the mountains. That's what we got going on. But Switzerland, Australia, that is cool that there's that big of an international friendly here in San Diego.
Especially right before the World Cup.
Yeah, I would like to go to this. I don't know, Sammy, maybe you and I go have a couple of, what do they drink in Australia? Fosters? Those giant ass beer cans.
Oh, that'd be great.
Have a couple of those. Head out to Snappy.
Couple Fosters, the Australians.
Sure. And maybe punch a kangaroo or something. I don't know. I think that's what they do in their free time.
They're running around Snapdragon.
All right. We'll get to those talkbacks, and we're going to ask for your calls for those Australia Switzerland tickets coming up in about 7 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Samuel will tell us what caller number is going to win them. And then somebody who calls 877-767-4760 is going to win those tickets. Right now, we're going to talk about Padres-Dodgers game 2. So last night, pitcher's duel. Great game, man. Great baseball game. I'll tell you, for a pitcher's duel, for a 1-0 game, there was not a moment of that game that I wasn't locked in and intrigued.
It was a great game.
Like a lot of times, you could look at the box score of that one and say, oh, snoozer. No, because Michael King was letting people on base. You had... outside of the 4th inning where he struck out the side, but Yoshinobu Yamamoto was kind of in trouble. He had like a 27 pitch first inning. Like it was a very much back and forth crazy pitchers duel. Tonight, I would imagine the bats are going to be flying. And this is where I think the Padres offense needs to step up to the plate. Griffin Canning has like a 10 ERA so far in his starts for the Padres. He hasn't been great. Now he's just getting his feet back under himself. Maybe he has a stellar performance tonight, but you can't really count on that. But you're going against a guy named Emmett Sheehan, who's had an up and down year. Can the Padres offense do something to support Griffin Canning tonight? That's what I'm looking for, because I'm imagining Griffin Canning's probably going to go 4 2/3, maybe 5 innings, give up 4 or 5 runs. Like that's the type of night this is going to be.
Well, it was nice that the Padres were able to save the bullpen. Now the Dodgers saved their bullpen as well. Vesia is their best arm, didn't go. Trinan has been up and down this year, but both bullpens are pretty rested. I'm curious to see if Miller comes out again tonight, considering he did throw some tacks.
It's a close ball game. He's going.
Yeah, I think so too. Now
this is playoff-like atmosphere.
If he comes out, he did throw a lot of pitches last night. You wonder that definitely takes him out for tomorrow, but we'll see. So both teams, you kind of reset everything. Padres got the win. Both teams' bullpens you feel like are pretty well rested, and I do think in tonight's matchup, who's going to get to their bullpen first? Because who took last night personally? The Dodgers bats were bad. And I know Dodger fans on Twitter were losing their mind. I mean, Mookie Betts, multiple opportunities to get runs in, didn't work. Muncy hit one of the track. That didn't go out. And then on the Padres side of things, the underlying part of it is we're still having the same conversation about Tatis, Merrill, and Machado. I know Tatis got the hit. that was really because it hit Kyle Hurts' leg. Like I'm not trying to be pessimistic. It's just that's really how the hit happened.
He did hit the crap out of the ball in the first inning. It just went straight at Mookie Betts.
Right.
Like that was a gapper waiting to happen. That was probably a triple with Tatis's speed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't though. So it's like
that's a good point.
like I hear what you're saying. It's great that the metrics are there, and I heard them on the broadcast talking about that last night. But it also is like, yeah, we want to see him actually hit the ball.
It is great. You know, Tatis's average. What is it?
His average velocity is higher than Schwarber, right?
Schwarber, that's it. Yeah, his average velocity on his baseballs is higher than Schwarber. Schwarber leads the entire major leagues in home runs this year.
So tonight,
you can't make this up, man.
I'm also curious what like our text line thinks. 70470. Start your message with team. What does a series win against the Dodgers mean? Like, is San Diego? Is everyone like this is a big deal in May, or is it just another series? The way that
it's impossible to call this just another series when you're playing against the Dodgers. I think ultimately it's a tone setter, right? And it is a measuring stick in every sense of the word. Like most likely, you are going to see the Dodgers either in the NLDS or the NLCS.
Right, they're not going away. They're going to make the playoffs.
So this is absolutely a tone setting type of series. Now, do regular season wins against the team mean anything in the postseason? The answer is absolutely not. But this is good for all of us, I think, whether I'm going to keep complaining about this offense not putting up points, whether I'm going to keep complaining about Fernando Tatis Jr. not hitting home runs. Well, I'm going to stop for a little bit if they beat the Dodgers in 2 out of 3 or sweep the Dodgers 3 out of 3 games, because they're finding out ways to win without all of that stuff. And ultimately, the only numbers that matter at the end of the day, as much as we want to harp on the fact that Fernando Tatis Jr. isn't hitting home runs, that Manny is still a sub 200 hitter, this will alleviate some of that for me personally if they take 3 games from the Dodgers or they take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, because you're finding other ways to get it done. And that's all that matters.
See, I think I'm a little different on that. I think 2 things can be true. I think the team can be celebrated for their record. And I do think it would, the first part of the question, I do think it would mean a lot to beat the Dodgers. It doesn't mean World Series, doesn't mean anything. You're going to see this team multiple times throughout the year, but it would be a big series win. I think you look at it and go, right, they've beaten up on the Mariners against the Cubs and the Brewers. They lost both those series, potential NL opponents. You beat the Dodgers in San Diego. I think people go, no, the Padres are here to stay. And last night was a very good start, step in that direction, getting a win, especially when the Dodgers had opportunities and the Padres bats weren't alive, and you felt like, oh, maybe the Dodgers were going to break through at some point. They had multiple times in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, and the Padres still find a way to win the game. I do think we can celebrate the team and their record, and also talk about, like, I'm not gonna stop talking about Tatis, Machado, and Merrill's lack of consistent play, because it's a testament to 2 things. It's Miguel Andujar and Gavin Sheets have been 2 of the best pickups of AJ Preller's career, and it's kept this team with the record they have, and it's been exciting watching these guys grow. And Gavin Sheets was a former top prospect for the White Sox, and Andujar's been a guy who's kind of bounced around the league, but it also, in my estimation, it kind of makes the fact that those 3 aren't playing well look even worse.
Sure.
Because it's exciting how the rest of this team is really playing well, and you're like, what this team could be if those 3 got it together. And it's hard 2 months into the season having the same conversation every day about why they're not getting it together.
And I think that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's like the conversation now shifts, like, oh, you can beat the Dodgers without those guys doing what they're, or while they're doing what they're doing. And so I think the conversation shifts a little bit from a negative standpoint to a little bit more of a positive. Like, maybe we got it all wrong looking at this team. And it's not okay, by the way, that Manny's hitting under 200. It's not okay that Fernando hasn't hit a home run, or that Jackson Merrill hasn't looked like the guy that we thought he was so far this year. But what is okay is this record's freaking good. And if you're beating the Dodgers with this team constituted the way it is, what more can you really ask for? So I'm just going to stop complaining about the bad and focus on the good a little bit. I think I need to be better about that personally. I've thought about that a lot over the last couple of days. Like, I come on here and routinely kill the Padres for doing what? For winning a S-load of baseball games? Like, maybe I shouldn't be killing them quite as much.
Well, no. Again, there's 2 things. You can celebrate the team for their record, but at the end of the day, everyone knows that if those 3 don't get it together, they're not winning a World Series.
What's nice is if you do really believe in this Padres team, if you really believe in the fact that this team is a little bit of the team of destiny aspect to them, and that they are winning all these games like this, Vegas still doesn't believe in them. In fact, Rich Ornberger and I were looking at this earlier this morning. You're still getting like plus 4,000 on them to win the World Series.
Well, that's why, because I think even the most diehard Padre fan, they had their hand on a Bible or whatever, would sit there and go, if these 3 keep playing this way, there's no chance of winning a World Series. The best part about this is that they have the ability to turn it on, and you'd rather be having this conversation about why are the Stars not performing versus, oh, the Stars are playing great and there's no help anywhere else on the team.
And they're losing.
So you'd rather
take a sub 200 season from Manny with 90 wins all day long.
Exactly, 100%.
And in my heart of hearts, I would hope Manny would say the same thing. I'm not 100% positive he would. I hope he would.
Well, again, they can be celebrated, but I think it's not when we crush the big three for not playing well. It's not about trying to just rip the team. It's about trying to hold the team to a high standard. Like this, I think San Diego, everyone is past just getting to the postseason. Like the Padres have proven they can be a perennial postseason team. It's about how do you reach the next level? Like that should be the goal of the city, of the fans. That should be what everyone's looking at. So yeah, it is like, I think winning the series against the Dodgers is a big deal for the team. It's a statement series win. You're playing really damn good baseball right now. But on top of that, it's not just you win the series against the Dodgers and everyone's singing Kumbaya, because the big three have not been good. In fact, a lot of them they've been pretty bad for most of the season. I think the fact that the rest of the team is playing so well, it puts even more pressure on those guys to get their act together, because that's what's going to help the team reach the next level.
I tend to agree. I was playing this game in my head last night while I was watching the game. I was like, who on this Padres team right now would be considered an all-star? And I came up with 3 names. I got 3 names, and only one of them is offensive. I got Xander Bogaerts has actually played like an all-star this year. And I think defensively and offensively, he's put it all together.
You could argue Sheets. I mean, Bogaerts had a congested position, so he's probably not going to make it. But
right. I mean, Sheets, if he keeps going like this, it's not like Sheets' average is out of this world. It has been over the last couple of weeks, but he's just been hitting home runs for the Padres, and he's had so much timely hitting. Maybe Sheets is a guy, but then it's Miller and King.
Right.
Like none of your highest paid players outside of Miller are necessarily all-stars so far. And that's probably a problem. All right, it's San Diego Sports 760. We got long shots coming up next. Right now, your opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Switzerland and Australia on Saturday, June 6th at noon at Snapdragon Stadium. Don't miss a second of the international action featuring 2 global contenders. Stay tuned for your chance to win. In fact, right now is your chance to win. Call 877-767-4760. Sammy, what is your favorite player on Team Switzerland's number?
13.
Caller number 13. You're winning those tickets. Call now. San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760, Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2:00 today. We got long shots coming up in just a second, but we have this talkback competition going right now. And congratulations to Gene, by the way, who just won those tickets for Switzerland and Australia. We'll have more of those tickets coming up tomorrow. By the way, I asked Sammy to give me his favorite soccer player on Switzerland's number for the jersey, and pretty cool that you picked Ricardo Rodriguez, who is actually one of the longest tenured players on the national team for Switzerland. So Sammy, knowing his stuff like he always does, nailed it with number 13.
Shout out to Ricardo, bro.
Ricardo Rodriguez, winning some tickets there for old Gene, who's listening today. Shout out to Gene. All right, we have this talkback competition going on right now for San Diego County Fair tickets, and we just got a talkback from our buddy Marcos, I do believe, who is taking some shots at me, which I'm all good with. Sammy, can we hear from Marcos?
At the county fair, me personally, I'm a turkey leg kind of guy, but I can see Sammy being a fried pickle kind of guy, and Fletch, you definitely into the fruity funnel cakes for sure, with extra strawberries and extra cool whip.
Thank you, Marcos. I appreciate that. You are in the runnings. You know what? Taking shots at the guys who are picking the winner might not be the way to win, Marcos, but you're in the running. And a fried turkey leg is always pretty good, man.
Wow.
You a fried pickle guy, Sammy?
I can give it a fried pickle.
You like fried pickles?
Yeah. Yeah. Fried pickle. What kind of dill? No, I give it a fried pickle.
Maybe a little ranch on the side?
The text line was already saying that, what did the text line say? 619, deep fried butter on top of a corn dog, Sammy. Doctor recommended.
That's true.
858.
In fact, if you have deep fried butter more than once in your life, you're expected to live 3 or 4 years longer. That's science. So deal with that. It is hilarious that the fair just takes things that are already pretty good and already pretty bad for you, like Oreos, and says, hey, we're going to put these in a bunch of batter and we're going to deep fry them. And then you're going to eat them and you're going to like it. Like, hey, how about ice cream? You know that thing that's frozen usually? Yeah, we're going to deep fry it for you, and then you're going to eat it, and you're going to like it. Frog legs? Deep fry them. You're going to like it. I love the fair, man. The San Diego County Fair is so much fun. We're going this year with a bunch of people. Can't wait for it. All right, yesterday was a rough day for long shots. We don't need to talk about it. We don't even need to pay attention to it. Today is a brand new day. It's a Tuesday. Sammy's probably pretty good on Tuesdays. If you look back at the history, go ahead, smash it.
You looking for some luck? Want to win big? Gotta play big.
You are so money and you don't even know it.
Time to take a chance
Pay that man his money.
with long shots.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Sammy, and I actually really like the season over on Rasheed Rice receiving yards.
Yeah. Coming back with a vengeance. Everyone trying to keep my guy down.
Patrick Mahomes over on passing touchdowns this year looks really good. Travis Kelce about to pop off, dude.
Are you trying to do a Kermit impression or what?
This is my Sammy impression.
Is your Sammy impression?
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, where are we going?
All right, I'm asking us, you in the public. Do you want I have one baseball pick. Do you want it to be a Padres Dodgers pick, or do you want it to be a different baseball pick?
I'd prefer different.
Okay.
Tonight's game is tough. We don't know what we're getting from these two pitchers.
Yeah. All right. A's and Angels. Now, I don't know people, we were all watching the Padre Dodger game last night, a lot of us.
Oh, yeah, Angels were getting no hit.
No hit. Okay, no hit through 9. Crazy game. Getting the pitcher for the A's. Unbelievable. Dealing on the road in Anaheim, and then all of a sudden gets a base hit, bomb blast, walk-off. Goes from a no-hitter to a walk-off. You kind of feel bad for Ginn because it wasn't really his fault, and he turned on the pitch. It was good. But we're going back to the A's. We're going back to the well today. 638. Jacob Lopez has been a solid pitcher. Not great this year. 5.8 ERA for the A's against Detmers, who has been in that Angels rotation for a while. I do like the A's on the money line today. The A's quietly, look, they got some headlines, some bad press after yesterday. They're going to be motivated after losing that game yesterday when they feel like they should have won. And this team has been quietly really good. Like Jacob Wilson has been fantastic. Nick Kurtz, like this Soderstrom, like there is a kind of young talent with the A's. The Padres are actually going to be seeing this weekend after the Dodgers. That is not a series to sleep on. This A's team quietly heading into Vegas in a year is putting together a pretty nice roster. I do like the A's to get some get back tonight. The Angels bats were anemic for the entire game, and they were anemic over the weekend against the Dodgers. I do like the A's on the money line plus 113. All right, we're heading to the ice. Golden Knights and the Avalanche. This is the series. This is the series everyone was waiting for in the Western Conference. Now, Colorado won the President's Trophy. So this is a and historically though in hockey a weird thing. The President's Trophy is awarded for the best record and most points during the regular season. Typically, teams that actually win the President's Trophy don't always win the Stanley Cup. It's been an odd thing. It's like NFL MVPs, not winning Super Bowls. Mark Stone is day-to-day for this game. Cale Makar, though. So Mark Stone, big-time right winger for Vegas, is day-to-day. He missed a couple games in the last series against Anaheim. The big status on this game. So Arturi Lehkonen, star left winger, is also day-to-day for the Avs. And Cale Makar, who is one of the best defensemen in all of the NHL, is also day-to-day. He got injured in that Game 5 finale against the Minnesota Wild. Vegas also got fined today. Tortello, their coach, they got fined for a couple $100,000 as well as a second-round draft pick for some violations. I like Vegas on the money line. Oh, this game is tomorrow. Oh, Vegas, we're going to do a future bet. Vegas tomorrow against the Avalanche. I guess we will be adding that to it. I just realized that right now.
It's all good.
Plus 160, though, I do like Vegas. I guess we can add it to tomorrow's. I think Vegas gets the win on the road. All right, heading to the NBA tonight. Cavs and Knicks, 5 o'clock. Eastern Conference Finals. Very excited for this game. Very excited for this game because Wemby and the Spurs as well as Oklahoma City get all the headlines. Rightfully so. They're the two best teams left in the bracket, but this is quietly a really good series. I think a lot of people were expecting the Knicks and the Pistons. I think this actually might be a better series because I don't think the Pistons, despite them having a great regular season record against the Knicks, could have hung with them in terms of they don't have a second elite scorer. There's a lot of pressure on both teams. Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns trying to get over that hurdle. The Pacers took care of them in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They are getting OG Anunoby back for this game. So OG Anunoby got hurt in that series against Philadelphia. That wasn't a big loss in that series, but the fact that he's back, they're going to need him against the Cavs. And the Cavs are a tough team to figure out. The last series against Detroit, they get blasted in Game 6 at home, destroyed the Pistons on the road in Game 7. A lot of pressure on James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. James Harden didn't quite a lot of doubters in that last game. Donovan Mitchell, to his credit, was unbelievable in that Game 7. But James Harden kind of got carried in that game. Evan Mobley had 12 rebounds. Like looking at James Harden, he only had 9 points, 2 of 10 from the field. I like New York in this game. Give me them -6.5. This game, they open as 7.5 point favorites. I think we're seeing some recency bias in the betting. People are watching that Cavs Pistons Game 7 who might not typically tune into Cavs games. They're like, oh, they blew them out by 30. They must take it in the Garden. The Knicks are the healthier team. They've been sitting here for a week. I do think they're the most talented team. And the fact that they can stick OG Anunoby as well as Mikal Bridges on Harden and Donovan Mitchell, all we need is for Karl-Anthony Towns, who has not always been the kindest of long shots, Karl-Anthony Towns against Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley to hold it down. I do think Mitchell Robinson will be an X factor off the bench in this series for the Knicks. I think the Knicks get it done. Game 1 tonight, -6.5 at home.
So that's 2 dogs and 1 6.5 point favorite. Mm-hmm. All right.
I forgot about the NHL pick being tomorrow. I thought it was tonight.
It's all good. Sammy, if you could scroll to the talkback that came in at 12:28, I believe that's our buddy Terry from Claremont with a very solid recommendation for the San Diego County Fair this year. We good on that one? Let's hear it.
My name is Terry from Claremont, San Diego, and I've always gravitate towards Chicken Charlie's. Just about anything they do tastes great. They can stick a shoe in the fryer and probably make it taste great. I'm going for the buffalo mac and cheese cone. Ooh. I suggest everyone do the same.
Oh, mama.
Cheers.
Buffalo mac and cheese is good stuff, man.
Wait, buffalo mac and cheese cone?
Oh, yeah. It's a deep fried cone that they serve mac and cheese with buffalo chicken.
And you know what's great is there's a hospital right down the street. So they can get there, crack the chest, make sure everything's good.
Why do you have to be such a hater on
No, I'm not. I'm not hating. I'm going to have it. I'm just saying.
Buffalo mac and cheese cone is a strong pull, Terry from Claremont. That's what you got to do if you want to win a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. Open up the free iHeartRadio app, search San Diego Sports 760, tap the little red microphone icon that sends a talkback directly to Sammy. What you just heard, that is a talkback. You do that same thing, tell us your favorite fair food, and you could be winning a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. Hour number 2 is coming up next. In that hour, Kevin Acee is going to be on the show. We will continue to talk Dodgers Padres. We will continue to talk NBA postseason. Plus, I told Sammy a story before the show today that he said I have to tell on air today.
Crazy.
So we'll do that coming up at 1:15. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
Spurs sponsored by eBay. We got Dodgers Padres game 2 tonight. Padres took it to the Dodgers, shut them out in game 1, winning 1-0 on the mound tonight for the Pods. Got what am I saying? Griffin Canning going for the Padres, while Emmett Sheehan will be going for the Dodgers. In the NBA tonight, we got the Eastern Conference Finals. Cavs Knicks game is at 5:00. New York opened as a 7.5 point favorite, been bet down to 6.5. That'll be game 1. Point total set at 217.5. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you historically gave away, it's all there on eBay. eBay, things people love.
We will start from the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long.
That's how it starts.
Round 1.
Too hard to left field. Teoscar Hernandez going back at the wall. It's gone.
To the good guys.
On the ground to Manny Machado. He will tag the runner, and that's the ball game.
The Padres take game 1 of the Dodger series. It all continues tonight at Petco. Wemby tells SGA, you can have your MVP. I'll just do this.
Castle, Wembanyama puts it in up top over Caruso.
Spurs take game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Plus,
I want winners.
Buffalo Sabres on the money line tonight, closing it out at home.
Shot, score! Montreal wins game 7.
I like Dodgers Padres for the over in tonight's matchup.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Padres beat the Dodgers 1-0.
And I do think the Spurs and Thunder go under 221.5 tonight.
The Spurs in double overtime dispose of the Oklahoma City Thunder 122-150.
You're wrong.
No offense to any of you, but all bets are off.
let's get this midday madness going from the studios of San Diego Sports 760 in the zone with Fletch and Sammy.
Oh, yeah. Hour number 2 here on San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long. We got a YouTube chat earlier in the show when we were talking about Victor Wembanyama from our buddy CJ, who does all the big voice guy imaging.
CJ.
He says, ever wonder what young Kevin Durant would be if he was 6 inches taller? Now we know. Uh-oh. Yeah.
It's a good point by CJ. I mean, he, like, literally, Ben, you said it to me before the show, and how do you stop Wemby? You have to live.
When he's playing like last night, you can't stop him.
You can't. You have to live with that 3-point shot he hit at the end of was it regulation or first OT?
No, it was in the first overtime. To tie the game, by the way. It was like clutch moment with 28 seconds left.
You have to live with that, because if you go out and guard Wemby out there, it doesn't work. Now, the only time I've seen some head coaches slow him down, if you make Wemby catch it and start his dribble from the outside, like the Kevin Durant comparisons, he's not as skilled a ball handler as Kevin Durant.
KD could still dice someone up even though he's 7 feet tall.
Right. Wemby, if you make him put the ball on the floor, you can take it away from him. But, man, when he's locked in, it's...
How about having the stones to take that shot? Like 28 seconds left in the game. You're down 3. Pulling up from Steph Curry range when you're 7'4" and swishing it and just being cold in the moment. That's something special, man. I don't know what the future for Victor Wembanyama holds. I don't know if a 7'4" guy can stay healthy to have a 10-year career. He probably needs to put on 15, 20 pounds, in my opinion, maybe even more than that. But that moment is something special, man. And Victor Wembanyama certainly seems to have it. All right, we'll get back to Padres, Dodgers in just a second. We'll get you a brand new Big 3 in just a second. But we do have a 4-pack of tickets for the San Diego County Fair. The talkbacks are rolling in. We got a bunch of them on here. We'll continue to play those as the show goes on. In fact, Sammy, if you want to queue one up for us right now, we can get to it. But the San Diego County Fair is coming up in just a few weeks here. It's running from June 10th through the July 5th, closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. You can visit sdfair.com to plan your happily ever after. But we're asking for talkbacks today on what your favorite fair food is. Let's hear one.
What's up, guys? Marcos from Oceanside. Absolutely the Crutchfield fish and chips. Been a staple there over 25, 30 years. Those golden flaky fish. Those amazing fries.
Dude,
thanks, guys. Keep crushing.
Some fish and chips are elite.
You know what I love about Marcos there is he started talking about it, and you could tell it was bringing back memories.
It sure was.
Kind of trailed off.
The flaky, fried fish and chips. Come on.
Very solid. Very solid, though.
You got another one you want to play, Sammy?
Yeah.
This
is Eric from Lakeside. I usually like to start my day off with some nice corn on the cob, and then wrap it up with a nice funnel cake topped with some strawberries.
See, look at what Eric's doing. He's getting the health in there. He's getting some strawberries and some corn, topped with the funnel cake.
Eric from Lakeside, thank you for listening, man. We will give these tickets out coming up around 1:50 today. So there's still time for you to get your talkbacks in. Just go to the free iHeartRadio app, search San Diego Sports 760, tap the little red microphone, and you can leave a talkback just like Eric from Lakeside, just like Marcos from Oceanside. All right, San Diego Sports 760, Dodgers, Padres tonight. Sammy, have you figured out who the starting pitcher for the Padres is yet? That was still lost.
I got distracted. I was doing my update, and for some reason I thought Lucas Giolito. I was like, Lucas Giolito's not pitching. He pitched on Sunday. It's Griffin Canning. Griffin Canning is pitching tonight for the Padres.
Now, Griffin Canning does have a 10+ ERA so far for the Padres. You remember his very first start? I can't remember who it was against, but everyone was kind of like, oh my God, Griffin Canning, if he can be.
Wasn't it the Giants?
It may have been the Giants. If this could be the guy, all of a sudden the Padres and AJ Preller have found it again. Well, that lasted for exactly one start, and it hasn't been great for Griffin Canning since. So who are we going to see tonight at Petco Park? Now, I think in a lot of ways, a series like this, it sets up nicely for Griffin Canning because there's not a whole lot of pressure on him. You're just asking him to get through 3 or 4 innings, try to get the bullpen, the game with a manageable deficit or a lead to just hold, right? But also, like, Griffin Canning is fighting for his job. A win against the Dodgers means a lot more than a good game against the Giants. So if Griffin Canning goes out and shows out, he's showing that he can be a part of this rotation moving forward. I actually look at tonight with a little bit of hopeful optimism for Griffin Canning. The Dodgers haven't been hitting great over the last month if you took their averages. And so tonight maybe is a night where Griffin Canning can get a little bit of that swagger back. And what a statement for the Padre fan base to get behind Griffin Canning tonight if he does pitch well.
Right. Look, he got blasted in Milwaukee, had a bad outing. There's really nothing to say about it. Flush it into your point, Ben. Did he
even get out of the second inning in that game? I don't think
it was
he
like
did.
1 2/3, something like that. There's no expectations on him tonight. And the best part about last night was the Padres saved the entire pen. Right? They use Adam, they use Miller, but they have, Estrada can go today. Morejon, I know, warmed up last night, but never came in the game. So the Padres are able to. I think both teams saved their bullpen. The Dodgers did too last night. This is a game where it is going to be a test of the bullpens. You kind of feel like, which you would think would favor, especially with the amount of Dodgers injuries with Edwin Diaz hurt right now, Jack Dreyer's hurt right now.
You see the other thing going on with Edwin Diaz?
the cockfighting in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. I honestly thought that story was fake. Turns out very, very real.
No, it's hilarious because Edwin Diaz is like, yeah, no, I did it. And he's like, it's
big part
legal.
of my life and big part of my culture.
It's legal in Puerto Rico.
No, it's not anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the problem that he's facing. It's no longer legal in Puerto Rico because in 2019, a federal law went into place banning cockfighting, and Puerto Rico does fall under U.S. federal law. So it is not legal, which is the problem. He might have thought it was. It is not.
That was so funny at his presser. He's like, yeah, I did it.
It's a big part of my life.
Yeah, I do it a lot. Loved it. Gotta give him some credit, man. He just owned it. He's like,
how about the fact that he was in a Dodgers uniform for the picture promoting the event?
I know.
He was like literally wearing the Dodgers uniform on a giant poster that was plastered all over town.
Andrew Freeman's like, hey, Edwin, chill.
He couldn't even wear like an off-brand, like one of those jerseys you get from overseas that like says, I don't know, Dangers or something.
Hey, that was pretty funny. But you do think it's going to be a battle of the bullpens tonight. Sheehan has been solid his last couple outings for the Dodgers, but I think both sides you would think would come in a little pissed off if you're the bats, if you're a hitter for either team. And then considering outside of Miguel Andujar, I was pretty pathetic from everyone else on the Padres and the Dodgers. I think we're going to see a lot of runs tonight, and we'll see what team really took last night seriously.
All right. Well, we got Kevin Acee coming up at 1:30 today. He did just text me back. Otherwise, I was leaking his email address on air and having all of our listeners just bombard his email.
I think that's still an option on the table.
If you look hard enough, you can find Kevin Acee's email address. If you would like to just send him a bunch of emails, maybe they're like, hey, Kev, how's your day going? It's on every single one of his articles, but I'll leave that up to you if you would like to do that or not. Sammy, let's get to the big three here of hour number 2. Go ahead. Smash.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? I mean, coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big Three.
I do actually have like a serious question for you, Sammy. because I'm now getting trade offers for Rashee Rice in my Dynasty League. They're trying to say, like, oh, look, this guy's going to jail, blah, 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 blah.
And then they want to trade for him?
Like, is he going to have more issues moving forward, or has Rashee learned his lesson?
Well, listen.
Because, like, this is a second-round draft pick. This is a pretty good offer for Rashee Rice at this point.
All I would say is this. Too many more screw-ups, the Chiefs aren't going to deal with that.
He's going to be a Cleveland Brown.
Yes, that's what. Yes. So I again, this was stemming back to the old incident. This isn't really new.
Well, he did get popped breaking his probation. That is the part of that's new.
Right, but they were expecting him to already serve his 30 days. I would hold on to Rashee Rice because I think he's going to be a feature part of the offense because the Chiefs need him to be. That would be just me. But if you want to get rid of him, that's fine.
Yeah, but if I get rid of him now, someone else eats the $50 fine. It's not me, which is why I'm thinking about it.
Except, do we need to remind people how Rashee played after he got out?
No, Rashee's sick. Look, I love Rashee Rice, the player. Got some, but I'm his manager in this sense, and I got some issues with how he handles himself off the field. Sammy, where are we going?
All right, we're Roland Garros on Monday, everybody.
There we go.
French Open. By the way, big opportunity for long shots. We know how well we do when we hit the French Open.
How long does Roland Garros last?
Couple weeks, 2 weeks.
I'll be in Vegas.
Oh my!
Next weekend.
We got. By the way, we have some bets that we're going to get to with that. But Carlos Alcaraz, so he's not playing in the French Open. He's injured. He also withdrew from Wimbledon today because the Wimbledon's the next major after Roland Garros due to an ongoing wrist injury. Jannik Sinner is a minus 270 favorite to win the tournament, which is pretty crazy off the jump.
It's like Tiger Woods numbers.
The Tiger Woods numbers to win the tournament. Sinner is trying to complete the Grand Slam by winning Roland Garros. Does Alcaraz not playing take away from the slam if he wins?
It does a little bit to me, and I will try to translate this a little bit to golf terms because I think it's apt here. Both are singular sports, right? And Jannik Sinner's top dog right now. Do we give Scotty the same credit we gave Tiger for the run of dominance? At least I don't, because the best players in the world weren't all there. So how can we possibly give Jannik Sinner the same credit if Alcaraz isn't there? The answer is you can't.
I'm with you. Now, no one's going to doubt that Jannik Sinner's not an unbelievable player because he is. He
might be the best player in the world.
The Masters 1000 events, which are the 9 biggest events that aren't the majors, he's won all of them. And he completed that last weekend with the ATP Rome. Novak Djokovic was the other player to do it. But, we've seen tennis, especially in solo sports, you kind of spoke to it there, you need rivalries. You need, considering that Sinner and Alcaraz have been on a different level than basically every other player. You have your Zverevs, your Djokovic's, but those two have really been over the last couple of years dominating tennis.
Weren't they both dating the same girl at the same time too?
Yeah, that was another story.
Brooke Nader, is that her name?
U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
When one was playing, she's with the other one. Crazy. It's real life challengers. But it will take away from Sinner a little bit. Now, they're going to get ample opportunity to play each other down the road. They've already played each other. But let's not forget, French Open last year, Sinner was about to win, had a match point, and then Alcaraz had one of the great tennis comebacks of all time, winning 3 straight sets. So it will take away something, but we'll get to see it down the road. It is a bummer that Alcaraz isn't playing in this tournament. All right, let's head to boxing, actually. Ryan Garcia. So was on First Take yesterday. He was on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night as the WBC champion. He announces that he'll be facing Conor Benn, the Brit, on September 12th in Las Vegas. Should be a fun fight. He also says he believes he can be the face of boxing. Do we agree?
I would ask if he isn't already. I mean, I feel like he's getting to the point where he is becoming a household name. I'll be very honest. I've seen maybe one fight from Ryan Garcia in his career, and it was the Madison Square, or not the Madison Square Garden, whatever they did outside, Times Square.
Oh, Times Square fight.
Times Square fight.
With Rolly.
Yeah, look, Ryan Garcia is doing himself a really good job at promoting himself. And I think his social media is fantastic. I think Ryan Garcia is kind of that dude in the world of boxing right now. And congratulations to him. He went on Jimmy Fallon and talked to a bunch of grandmas last night. So he's making his rounds.
Don't disrespect Jimmy Fallon's audience.
Look, Jimmy Fallon's a funny dude. But I would be curious. Do you watch Jimmy Fallon on a nightly basis?
I'm a big fan of all of them. Kimmel's my guy, but I watch a lot of Fallon.
I do a lot of the late night. Like Conan is one of the funniest people who's ever walked this earth. I will stand by that. And his improv
skills are outrageous. Sucks to see Colbert go last week.
Sure. But you look at their standard audience. I mean, don't miss an episode, people. He's talking to a lot of grandmas.
I'm the kind of guy who watches late night TV every night. So maybe I'm with the grandmas.
I'm already asleep by that time. But
But in terms of Ryan Garcia being the face of boxing, he certainly can be. Canelo has been the face of boxing for a while now, and he's kind of been on the way down. Now, anytime Canelo fights, a big deal, but he lost to Bivol, lost to Terrence Crawford in the mega fight. Tank Davis was on his way, but Tank Davis had a lot of out-of-the-ring issues countless times, which kept him out of the ring, so he's kind of hindered his career. Ryan Garcia is a great blend. We talk about how Jake Paul has galvanized an audience when he fights because people want to tune in because they either hate Jake Paul or they like Jake Paul, and they want to see him get knocked out. Ryan Garcia has the same kind of following, not Jake Paul's following, but Ryan Garcia has 14 million Instagram followers, except Ryan Garcia was a Gold Glover. Ryan Garcia can actually fight and came up as a boxer and happens to be great on social media, not the other way around where he's trying to transition from social media to boxing. I think he 100% can. He's got the look. He's an exciting level fighter, and he starts making these big matchups. Conor Benn, Shakur Stevenson, maybe Tank in a rematch down the road, Devin Haney. I certainly believe he can be the face of boxing because a lot of people tune in when he fights.
We got one more we want to squeeze in?
Yeah, so let's actually go to the NBA. So Rich Paul, of course, back in the news, talking with Shams Charania. He said that every team that's a contender has reached out to the LeBron camp with Rich Paul about LeBron joining the team. Shams said this on the Pat McAfee show after he was talking to Rich Paul. Do we believe him? And is this a ploy for the Lakers to spend more money to keep LeBron James?
Why does OKC want LeBron James at this point? Like, that's a serious question. Why,
no, they don't. They don't want LeBron.
Why would the Spurs right now want LeBron James? I don't think they do. I could see the Knicks. Absolutely. You try to elevate the market even more, put LeBron in one of the biggest markets in the country. That's probably a large part of the reason why the Lakers brought him in, if we're being honest. I could see the Cavs wanting him back for a reunion tour, but the two teams in the West, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I think this is Rich Paul doing the Rich Paul thing.
I think this is Rich Paul. What he doesn't understand is that the Lakers have a new ownership group in the Walters Group. They're not chipping out LeBron for a max level salary. There's so much been made about LeBron with all of these teams would have to take a mid-level taxpayer exception, which is making $10 to $15 million. He's trying to drum up the market, trying to get the Lakers to pay a max level salary. It's not going to happen. I don't really know any team that's going to give LeBron a max level salary at his age. So typical Rich Paul being Rich Paul.
All right, something happened in my life that's never happened before. Sammy thought this story was funny enough to bring to air. I'll tell you what happened on the other side. Plus, we got Kevin Acee in a little bit. Still have time to get your talkbacks in to win San Diego County Fair tickets. Just tell us your favorite fair food and you're in the running. All that coming up next. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760, Kevin Acee in 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Our Padres insider will be joining the show very, very soon here. We got 858 texting in saying, Sammy, please stop watching those late night TV garbage and get on Twitch and learn Counter-Strike and League of Legends so you can diversify long shots with esports.
858, you're a loyal listener. You're my guy. I can't get into.
You know, millions of people or millions of dollars like every month are bet on CS2 is Counter-Strike 2. I got a buddy who plays it.
I feel like if you're betting on
competitive thing,
I feel like if you're betting on video games, you might have a gambling problem.
I think that the profit's pretty good in betting on video games.
Yeah, but what? I'm like, oh, this guy got good sleep, so I'm going to make sure to bet him today because he's playing Call of Duty.
Sammy,
like,
you
what?
bet on tennis, like random ass tennis too.
Yeah, but at least tennis is a sport.
Esports are sports.
No, they're not. They're esports.
Yeah, but they're esports.
So
yeah, guys work their ass off. They train their whole career. By the way, they're making a lot more money than you and me.
No, and hats off to them, but don't sit here and tell me they're sports. Esports are just as much sports as WWE is a sport.
I'd say WWE is probably a little more. There's a lot of physical activity that goes into the WWE.
Yeah, but
those guys are actually falling off of ladders.
Right,
like,
but
it's wildly impressive.
It's predetermined what's going to happen, so it's not sports.
Yeah, and then in that argument, esports would be way more of a sport. It's actually
there
competitive.
has to be some athleticism to it.
Fingers, carpal tunnel syndrome. You ever hear it? They call that the silent killer.
You don't actually think that's a sport.
I think it takes a lot of skill and a lot of talent. I do.
Yeah, exactly. By that rationale, people would. What do you say to people who say golf isn't a sport?
I flip them off usually.
Exactly.
Maybe kick them in the nuts.
You like playing golf.
Sure. All right. Really quickly here before we get to Kevin Acee. Last night, which I've never done this before, but by the way, a very happy birthday to Mama Fletch.
Hey, Mama
today.
Fletch.
She's flying into San Diego tonight. And so since my wife and I have lived in our house, we clean it and we've done a decent job.
This is why
this is why the house got cleaned last night. So we vacuum regularly. I do my best with the baseboards and everything, but I decided, you know what? Mama Fletch coming into town for her birthday.
Yeah, I got to do it for mom.
I'm going to get a deep clean. So paid to have somebody come to the house and actually do everything, which we have not done yet since living in this house. And so the guy comes over, really, really nice guy. We have him booked for 4 hours, so he's going to do the whole thing. And he gets done. And so my wife and I, we went out and got dinner. We did a couple different things. And we get back to the house just about the time where he's leaving. And we say, hey, thanks, man. You were great, blah, blah, blah. Then we close the door behind him on his way out. And I'm telling you, dude, there was some crop dusting going on because there was fart smell in the house, and there was fart smell for about 20 minutes in the house. And I don't know what this guy did, but he did a great job cleaning the house. And I mean that.
So what are you saying?
Like every part of the house was sparkling, looked fantastic, but there was for sure some lingering smell, and it wasn't a me fart. It was not my wife's. It was not our dog's. I know how those three smell. This was different. And oh, come on, Sammy. We don't need that. It was gross is what I'm saying. And if everything else was the same and there was no smell, this guy would be hired to come back monthly. But I think
so what are you claiming that he did?
I'm claiming that he was farting the whole time he was cleaning. Like there's no other way.
He's pushing the vacuum and he's just had some beans.
There's no other way that this went down. That was what was happening. It was not good. It was.
Are
not
you
good
sure it wasn't you?
Positive.
Are you sure you didn't take a shower and you walked back in?
100% positive. Not me. Cannot clarify that enough.
What did Kendall think?
Same thing I thought. Like Kendall's been around for plenty of me. We've been together for 10 years. She knows exactly what that all smells like.
By the way, I'm sorry if you were eating on your lunch for that noise, but I had to do it. Here's what you should do. Mama Fletch is coming in tonight. You know, excited to see you, Mom. Oh, you're the best. Bring her to the house and then don't say anything. Don't tell her the story.
I swear to God, if the house still smells like that when I get home, there's a lawsuit being filed.
So how
this was next level, dude?
Did you do something to him? Did you stiff him on money? So he
no, man. He did a great job cleaning the house. If the smell is gone today, the house is still going to look great.
You can't really clean a house and then make it stinky.
Dude, it was bad.
It's not really cleaning a house.
It was bad. It was real bad. It was real bad. All right, we got Kevin Acee on the other side. Kevin would never do something like that to us, so we'll have a conversation with him. Sammy, don't put that sound effect away. Maybe if Kevin has a bad take today, we might need to reiterate that bad boy.
I got it queued up right here.
All right, keep getting those talkbacks in. We're picking a winner in less than 30 minutes. It's San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app.
Sports sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Padres back in action tonight against the Dodgers. Game 2 gets going at 6:40. Oh, text line, you do it to us. 6:40. Griffin Canning will be on the mound for the Padres, while Emmett Sheehan will be going for the Dodgers. Dodgers currently a -163 favorite in that one. Breaking news out of the Premier League. Arsenal clinched its first Premier League title since 2004 after Manchester City drew with Bournemouth. And in the NBA tonight, Eastern Conference Finals, Cavs, Knicks at Madison Square Garden. That game is at 5 o'clock. New York is a 6.5-point favorite, with the point total set at 217.5. Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Padres Report with Kevin Acee is brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey players, this is all yours. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
He is our Padres insider, Kevin Acee of the Union Tribune. Also find him on the Padres Collective, a show that he does with our buddies Matt Devine and John Schaefer. Kevin, how are you?
Fantastic.
Kevin, we're doing a little thing today. We're asking our listeners to send in talkbacks with the free iHeartRadio app, talking about their favorite fair food. And if that's the one that Sammy and I like the best, they are going to the fair with 4 tickets. What's your favorite fair food? Kevin, you look like a deep fried Oreo guy to me.
I love when you ask me food questions.
I know, because you're the worst at it.
Because you know that I am the worst. Dude, I would never eat at a fair.
What?
Not since I was 6 years old would I eat at a fair.
Wow, Kevin, you know we have one of the best fairs in the country here in San Diego, the San Diego
incredible.
County Fair.
Have they changed? Is there anything that's not fried?
No, everything is fried. That's actually a requirement. Actually, no, you know what? The buffalo mac and cheese cones come in a deep fried cone. So yeah, everything is fried.
I got to be honest. That sounds incredible. It really does. Like one bite of it sounds incredible, and then that's it.
You know what, Kev? We're going to the fair this year. You and me, pal. We're picking a Padres off day. We're going to the fair, and we're going to do a food review. Entire YouTube series where Kevin eats all the fried food. Fried Oreos, fried ice cream, fried everything for Kevin Acee.
Tell me the truth. Do you really go to the fair and eat the food?
Absolutely. My wife and I go every single year. We bring a crew of people, actually.
Oh, it's great. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, Kevin, look at me. I look like I eat a lot of fried food at the fair, okay? And yes, you have a six-pack somehow at 50, whatever years old you are, but congratulations to Kevin. Not all of us are blessed like you are. You also have a full head of hair, which is very, very cool. Kev, let's talk some Padres. Last night, they beat the Dodgers 1-0. It was actually one of the more entertaining 1-0 games I've ever seen. It was back and forth the whole night. But where would you like to start with last night? Is it Michael King and the dominance that he had? Is it Miguel Andujar, the unsung MVP of the season? Where would you like to go with last night's game?
Yeah, I'm tempted to start with Mason Miller because of how interesting it was. But you're right about Andujar. I mean, I think that Michael King continuing to ascend and be that guy and handling the Dodgers, pitching well against the Dodgers repeatedly, I think that's a pretty big deal.
What emphasis do you place, and do you think the team places on winning this series? Is this another series in May, or does it really mean something to beat the Dodgers?
It's a little bit of both. It's another series in May, first and foremost. It just is. Like, the Padres have been here too many times, right, where they have swept the Dodgers. It happened. It did. June 2021. That came after, what was it? It was May 2021. Like one of the best, most exciting, most pressure-filled series up at Dodger Stadium where the Padres took 3 of 4. That was back when Tatis just came up into the plate and hit home runs all the time. And it just, come on, like it just doesn't matter. 2022, Dodgers embarrassed the Padres in the regular season. What happened to them in the postseason? 2024, Padres won the season series. What happened in the postseason? Like, it doesn't matter. And I really believe that they know that and that they feel that and they project that. That said, like, these are exciting games. The crowd gets into it. It made me, it really meant something to me last night talking with Xander Bogaerts about this, and then him being like, but when you're in that moment, man, and they got 2 guys on and Andy Pages is up and the crowd is going nuts, and it's back and forth. Let's go Padres, let's go Dodgers, and it's like, and it's just so intense. Yeah, it feels like October for like a minute, right? And you are fully locked in, and so it's super exciting. So it's a little bit of both.
Kev, we have this conversation almost daily, it feels like, about Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Manny Machado. And the conversation, in my mind, it's already gotten old, man, but it's one that has to continue until these guys start playing a little bit better. But at what point do we just kind of, say, the team's winning? The team is winning a lot. And if they beat the Dodgers, like, that's it. The Dodgers are the peak. So at what point do we just start taking this team for what it is and say they're a bunch of winners with three guys who kind of suck this year?
Great point. Great question. Asking myself that for quite a while. Like, it's just that baseball is a game more than like almost any other game where history is just a great indicator and it tells you what's going to happen like a lot of the time. And so, yes, like there does come a point, doesn't there? And it's it can be like super impressive what they're doing and super scary, because there's still a majority by a lot of the season to go. And we know that they can't sustain this without a couple of those guys playing like they're supposed to.
Lucas Giolito had a good debut start on Sunday. There was some concern about his fastball kind of topping out 90, 91, 92. Is that something the Padres are worried about, or no?
Yeah, I mean, they want the fastball to get up there. They think that it will. And, Jason Adams' fastball is down, not that far, but down a little bit. And it's, but yeah, he finished last year, just pitching well, but like kind of wondering, hey, is everything healthy? He didn't get signed this year. There's, people concerned about it, but, it's not it's important, and it's a part of him being effective. And so, yeah, there is the guy just joined the team. They just signed him because they think he's going to be able to help them. So it feels weird to be like, jumping on that, but that's just a reality that they would like his, and hope, and they seem to believe that it'll come up. But he is also a guy who can work around that, and other guys have done it. Not as easy, but he can pitch without it.
Kev, Rodolfo Duran, has he earned himself some more playing time even once Luis Campusano's back with the team?
Great question. I'm wondering how they're going to do this. Campusano still experiencing a little bit of discomfort, needs a rehab start. You got Freddie Fermin, who is really good behind the plate, but is like basically a void in the lineup, like we've seen a lot of catchers be. So this is good. I don't know, guys. I don't, but that's like a really, like it's one of those things they're watching going, all right, keep going, Rodolfo. Like, that's great. Okay, gosh, what do we do now? So yeah.
It does seem like
question.
I don't think they win that game yesterday without him throwing out Shohei and Mookie Betts. And I thought he actually played a really good game behind the plate. Offensively, it's not like he's going to give you a ton, but it seems like, to me, he's certainly earned himself a little bit.
Yeah, but there, you got to go with the guy who is hot to some extent, especially if all things on defense are generally pretty equal. And he is hitting the ball hard. That's great. But like, what really does he stand out at? And is it really that hot, or is it like how Craig Stammen is changing the lineup almost every day to try to get him hot? But it's not like anybody's really hot. It's not an easy call, is what I'm saying. You're right. You're absolutely right about Duran. He has fit in so well. It seems that Michael King really likes working with him, just like he did like working with Campusano. But it is a really tough call.
All right, Kev. Well, we'll have some deep fried ice cream next time we hang out. Maybe some frog legs if you're into it. How about some corn on the cob? Maybe some elote?
I love fried ice cream. Absolutely love fried ice cream.
Then you should have said that 10 minutes ago, Kev.
I haven't had it in 20 years.
Well, it changes this year at the San Diego County Fair, pal. In fact, we're giving out a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. All you got to do is drop a little talk back, Kev, and you could be winning a 4-pack of tickets.
It sounds fantastic. I'll do it.
All right, there he is, Kevin Acee. Thanks, Kev.
See ya.
I truly don't know what you do with the three catchers that the Padres have right now, because Freddie Fermin has been a black hole in the lineup this year, but they say he's the best defensive catcher. I don't know that the blind eye could tell that big of a difference between the three right now. I would say Luis Campusano is probably the worst defensive catcher of the three.
Right, but it'd be a shame to give up on Campusano despite him being hurt.
Yeah, right when he got it going with the bat.
Right, and Preller's kind of stuck by him. We've heard a lot about how Mike Schilt didn't really play him last year, so you feel like Campusano's safe.
You're not carrying three catchers.
No.
You gave up something to get Freddie Fermin. That has to be part of the equation. But I don't know what you do, man. Rodolfo Duran, he's looking pretty good behind the plate. All right, it's San Diego Sports 760. We crown our winner on the other side. We have tons of great submissions. We're going to play a few more coming up next. We're going to give out the prize coming up next. Don't go anywhere. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Wait, Sammy, don't touch anything. The prompt, what's your favorite fair food? Let us know on the talkback mic. San Diego Sports 760 on the free iHeartRadio app. Search it, hit the red microphone button, leave us a talkback. You can win a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. Make plans for this Thursday night, because not only is it a Thirsty Thursday at Valley View Casino and Hotel, but it's also a $500,000 Pick 3 Thursday. Join Valley View Casino and Hotel on all Thursdays for their $500,000 Pick 3 Thursday. Every hour from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, 5 guests are going to win free slot play. And then at 9 o'clock, 3 guests will each select 3 envelopes for their chance at $500,000 in cash. $500,000 in cash. So visit the main stage bar on Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. to win big at Valley View Casino and Hotel, to earn rewards while you play and to qualify for the $500,000 Pick 3 Thursday. Be sure to use your Players Club card. And if you're not a Players Club member yet, signing up is quick, easy, and free. And when you join the Players Club, you're getting over $200 in free offers to use instantly at San Diego's favorite casino, including more play, which is free slot play, including $10 of match play, which is free table game play, and including $20 off to one of the best steakhouses in San Diego, the Black and Blue Steakhouse. Use that Players Club card on all your favorite slots and table games, and the more rewards you will earn, like complimentary dining, free hotel stays, luxury gifts, and more. So don't miss out. Visit Valley View Casino and Hotel for the $500,000 Pick 3 Thursdays and join the Ultimate Players Club to get over $200 in free offers today. To learn more, visit valleyviewcasino.com. All guests 21 and over are invited to enjoy the casino, hotel, and restaurants.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. The Padres and Dodgers are getting set for game 2 of their series tonight down at Petco Park. It's going to be Emmett Sheehan going for the Dodgers and Griffin Cannon going for the Padres. First pitch is at 6:40 again. We have game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight between the Cavs and the Knicks. That will tip off a little bit after 5 o'clock on ABC and ESPN. Every now and then you'll find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you'll get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises. All on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place.
Going long with Sammy.
That's going to be hot.
In depth on the story of the day. Plus, it's warm in the hot seat. Now, it's Sammy Long.
Padres take down the Dodgers last night, 1-0. What a pitching performance from both sides. We're going to get to that here in just a second. Wembanyama and the Spurs, if you're watching the Padres-Dodgers game, unbelievable performance. That's coming up in about 15 minutes. We got some Wemby sound talking about the MVP. We talked about that yesterday. The MVP kind of rival between him and Shea. Wemby was chirping a little bit after the game. Kind of get into the NBA as a whole. Are we possibly not going to see a back-to-back champion? Do we write these dynasties too fast? Chino Iglesias coming up at 2:30 today. Usually he hops on with me on Mondays. He's coming on with me today from channel 933, and then Schaefer and Slee coming on at 2:45. But yesterday with that game, credit to the Padres for hanging tough in that game, because it felt like after the end, Miguel Andujar home run the first inning, and the Padres were playing a lot of swagger all night, but the bats weren't alive. The bats were pretty anemic, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, watching that game, we had 15 runs given up in 24 innings pitched. When he gave up that run in the first inning, it was like, oh, is something wrong with Yoshinobu Yamamoto? But to his credit, he kind of locked in, was dealing on the pods, and the Padres played a really good brand of just gritty baseball, because Michael King was excellent. Now, Michael King, if you just look at the stat sheet and didn't watch the game, he allowed some runners on. There were some runners on in that game. Mookie Betts got caught stealing. I believe Shohei Ohtani also got caught stealing. Kyle Tucker was the first, steal of the game really for the Dodgers that worked out. And then the Padres really battled, because there were 2 different times during that game that Mookie Betts had runners on first and third and was trying to bring a run in. And to the Padres' credit, pop up on the first one, ground out on the second one. And then he gets to Mason Miller in the 9th. And Mason Miller, that kind of shocked me. And he has been walking a little bit more over the last week or so. We're really nitpicking with Mason Miller because he's that good that we hold him to such a high standard. But those first two walks, I mean, they weren't even competitive pitches. Those were, I believe, he threw 9 balls of those first 10 pitches. So he was all over the place. And Don Orsillo said on the broadcast, he's like, if I was the Dodgers, I wouldn't even swing until they got it locked in. Credit to Rodolfo Duran, a couple big ABS challenges throughout the game. And when that happened in the 9th, I think Miller kind of settled in, and it's a testament to how great he is. I mean, 3 straight, getting 3 straight Dodgers out, and those weren't scrubs either. I mean, Will Smith, Max Muncy, those are legit players for the Dodgers. My question I like to throw out to the text line 70470, start your message with team, or shoot us a call, 877-767-4760. Again, 877-767-4760. What does the series a win mean for the Padres? Because I was talking with Schaefer and Slee yesterday, and they kind of played it as it's fun when Dodgers Padres are playing. And it obviously means a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it is just a 3-game set in May. I do think it means something a little bit more. Does the winner of this series, if the Padres win this series 2-1, if they sweep, or if the Dodgers come back and win the next 2 nights, does it mean that either team's winning the World Series, they're winning the division? No. But the Padres are hard to assess. And I do think why we see the national pundits not giving the Padres a lot of credit. And they are a hard team after watching them to figure out, because like take last night, for example. You beat the Dodgers. You deserve a lot of credit for that. And but the bats were awful. Now the Dodgers bats were even worse. So it's a testament to the Padres pitching staff about how good they were. But the bats again kind of lost in the sauce a little bit. Tatis, I know he had one hit last night that really came off because he hit Kyle Hurt's leg, and Jackson Merrill and Manny Machado didn't have good nights. Now it's hard when you look at this team because they're winning in spite of this. And like thinking about it, I would rather have with the Padres, I would rather be sitting here having the conversation of, man, it's frustrating that the big three are not producing because the rest of the lineup is, than the other way around, where the big three are producing and no one else is. Because last year, that's what it felt like. It felt like last year, and why the Padres had to make so many deals at the deadline. Mason Miller was obviously the headliner, but Freddie Fermin not having the best year, but JP Sears, there were countless pitchers and players acquired at that trade deadline day, because up to that point, the stars were playing well, and it felt like the rest of the team was letting them down. Changed a little bit in the Cubs series because of Machado and Tatis going 2 for 22. But then this year it's completely flipped. And again, I really feel like it's a testament to AJ Preller and what he's been able to do, because he's been able to assemble a roster that, with the OPSs and the lack of power from Tatis and Manny Machado's batting average being what it is, and Jackson Merrill just kind of looking lost at the plate a little bit, to have the record that they have, as well as Nick Pivetta being hurt, as well as Joe Musgrove not having pitched yet. I mean, if you would have told anyone all those things, I think they would have thought it would have been a disastrous season so far for the Padres. And to their credit, to AJ Preller's credit, he has assembled a roster around this team to keep them alive. But what would it mean to beat the Dodgers? Because let's say they beat the Dodgers in a series and the big three are still not hitting. I think two things can be true. I think we can celebrate this Padre team for the record that they have and be excited about the potential of this team, while also be frustrated with the big three is putting out there. Like, I feel like people think it's one or the other. The Padres is a testament to the rest of the roster. And a series winning against the Dodgers does mean something, because anytime the Dodgers and Padres get together, it feels like playoff baseball. And it felt like that last night. That's why you win 1-0, you win 8-7. I just count it as it counts as a W. If they had beat the Angels last night 1-0, be like, all right, come on. What's going on here? Why is it this strenuous night in, night out? But anytime the Dodgers and Padres get together, they're two very good teams. It feels like a divisional rival in the NFL. How many years did we see the Steelers, when they were good, play the Bengals, who were terrible, and they beat some great Monday Night Football game because they know each other so well. No team was scared of the other team. And that's what it feels like anytime the Padres and Dodgers get together. I do think a series win would mean something. I think it would be finally a signature series win, because if we remember, the Padres also whooped the Cubs night one, and the Cubs came back games 2 and 3 and finished the series at Petco. Game 1 against the Brewers, Padres lose that one, get beat 6-4. Have the Gavin Sheets magic in game 2, lose game 3. Padres to be able to close out a series, win a series 2-1 or 3-0 if you get to that point, would mean a lot. For the mentality of the team, I think they get a lot more national respect, and I think people would. I'm genuinely curious. 70470 saw your message with team. Does it make you worry about the lack of production from the big three less, or does it put even more pressure on them because of the fact that the team's playing so well? Because personally, I look at it as the rest of the team, the pitching staff, the starting pitching staff, the bullpen, and the complementary pieces are all holding up their end of the bargain. They're all playing fantastic baseball. There's a few guys that aren't, and those are the guys that get paid all the money. We have some sound from Nick Castellanos for talking about on what he thinks this Padres team can be, and the fact that he doesn't think that they're playing their best potential baseball right now.
Ironically, no. I honestly say that. I think we've played good baseball. I think we're not performing, but I think we're winning. So that just tells me that everybody is looking and their mentality is in the right direction. I think that if we're able to keep this focus of what's most important, and then as well as start to perform as a group, I think it could be special.
Do you think that type of baseball is sustainable throughout the season? The fact that you said you're winning but not performing the way you would like to? Is it sustainable throughout the season?
I think over the course of 162, no. But also rarely ever do you have a group of guys with this level of talent that do not find some flow of performance at some point for 6 months.
That was per Marty Caswell, Marty Time TV. That sound right there. Yeah, I think that's what's different with the Padres. I think if a lot of teams had this kind of start but didn't have the star power that the Padres have, people would be like, all right, like we've seen the A's coming in after the Dodgers. No one's really talking about that series because the Dodgers mean so much. The A's have played really good baseball. They actually gave up a no-hitter in the 9th last night. Crazy game where they ended up losing to the Angels. But that's a team that's played well. The Marlins started off really well. But I think people over the course of a 162-game season expect those teams to drop off, whereas the Padres have been a perennial playoff contender. So when they're winning games, despite the Stars not playing well, I think people take it a little bit differently and expecting more because we know what this team can do. And I think I can speak for San Diego in that the floor has been set at the playoffs. It's not about just beating the Dodgers anymore in a series. It's not about just making the postseason, which for a lot of years it was because the team was frankly terrible. And now it's about trying to reach that next level. And the way to reach the next level is these guys have to perform. Because if they don't, I have a hard time seeing Gavin Sheets as the best hitter on a World Series team. Not a shot to Gavin Sheets. It's a compliment to how good he's been, but it's going to have to be Tatis. It's going to have to be Machado, and it's going to have to be Merrill. What we're going to see over the next 2 nights, this game tonight is going to be Emmett Sheehan going against Griffin Canning. Both this should be, the bats should come alive. You would especially think after last night, the bats were anemic for the Padres, extremely anemic for the Dodgers. The Dodgers bats were dreadful last night. And Griffin Canning, first start was okay with the Padres. Second start, he gets blasted in Milwaukee. Can't even make it to out of the second inning. So the Padres won last night. And you were able to save a lot of the bullpen. Jason Adam did pitch, and Miller threw a decent amount of pitches. If it's a close game, I expect him to come back in, but you would preferably love to get Miller a little bit of rest tonight if there was any way that was possible, but probably going to be a close game tonight. So this is kind of going to be a bullpen game. You were able to save your pen yesterday for today. If Canning can give you 3-4 innings, big start from him. And Emmett Sheehan has, this year, first couple games, I didn't have the greatest outing, 4.54 ERA this season, but his last few starts have been good. He had a good start against the Giants, so we'll see what they're bringing. The Dodgers also saved their bullpen, so this kind of feels like a little bit of a reset in terms of the series. And Padres got game 1. Both teams are well rested. I expect both teams' bats to come alive tonight, and so forth, because last night they certainly was a pitching battle. But excited for this game, and then tomorrow, Shohei Ohtani on the mound against Randy Vasquez. A series win for the Padres would mean a lot. And we've seen them have success against some of these teams, but to get a big time series win this early in the season, I do think would mean a lot for this team going forward. All right, coming up next, Victor Wembanyama put on a show last night against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Plus, the Eastern Conference Finals start tonight. Give you the inside kind of betting nuggets to those series. And Victor Wembanyama, talking about the MVP race, had some spicy words. You can hear it on the other side. Going long, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760 has 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday with the Bonus Bucks contest. Listen every hour, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. Listen for the nationwide keyword, then enter it at sportssd.com. Next chance to win $1,000 coming up soon on San Diego Sports 760. Victor Wembanyama, man, that game last night, just as a basketball fan, was great from a perspective of you have multiple. There's so much riding on this series in the Western Conference Finals. You have number one, which we're gonna hear some sound in just a second, the MVP race. In that Shea won MVP back to back. Jokic got 10 votes. Wemby got 5. There was some controversy. Luka got 0. Cade got 2. And there was kind of that drama in the game itself. Wemby versus Shea, those teams. And then you've had this kind of aura of the Thunder of that. Is this just a dynasty that's going to win 5 NBA championships in the next 8 years? That's been what's talked about with them. And to be fair to him, Sam Presti's an unbelievable job of drafting and developing talent. I mean, look at guys like AJ Mitchell, who look like, stars for this team. They took Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara. Like, these have not just been high draft picks. Seeing something in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander when he was with the Clippers, and of course the Clippers have to send 5 draft picks along with Shea for Paul George. It's a very Clipper thing to do, right, Brent? And but so yeah, that kind of storyline in of are they going to run through everything? And people looked at, are the Spurs kind of the only hope to stop it? Because this has been the matchup we've been looking for all year. San Antonio was unbelievable down the stretch last night. I thought it was impressive how the one question that we had about the Spurs was, how are they going to fare at the end of games? That's where we've seen a lot of young teams getting in trouble, is they have all the talent in the world, but in the NBA playoffs, when it gets to, nut cutting time and it's down to running a play at the end, taking care of the basketball. Brent and I were talking about it before the show. That it got hairy at times. Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle weren't taking the best care of the basketball late, and you kind of got the feeling, oh, the Thunder are going to come back and win this because they forced turnovers and got easy buckets. And the Spurs actually looked like, when it went to overtime, the calmer team. They looked like the team that found out how to run their offense. Wemby hit the unbelievable 3 at the end of the first overtime. Castle had that dunk where he looked at Shea. That was fantastic. And with no De'Aaron Fox in that game, because De'Aaron Fox would have calmed it down. De'Aaron Fox he's been here before with the Kings. This is a player who's played in massive playoff games against the Warriors. He could have calmed it down and ran the offense. You felt like the rookie and Harper and the young player and Stephon Castle, maybe the moment was a little too big for him, but they, had to lead through most of the game, even with it going to overtime, stay composed. Very impressive why the Spurs are up 1-0. But this is what Wemby had to say post-game about if the MVP race and the, quote, lack of respect given to him played into his performance last night.
So if that was in your mind at all, knowing that Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and, did any part of tonight feel personal? Some of your facial expressions kind of look like you were really, really going for it.
Yeah, for sure. Everything you just said.
I love that. I like that about Wemby. I like that Wemby actually talks. You know what? Like, it's fun. Stephon Castle getting the dunk and looking right at Shea. This is why we love the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs, in a sport in the NBA and Major League Baseball, that it's a lot of everyone's friends through a large portion of the year. And I know frustrated a lot of people in San Diego when Jackson Merrill's going on Mookie Betts' podcast and everyone's just kind of chumming it up, when this massive rivalry with the Dodgers and the Padres. The NBA is a lot of that too nowadays, because guys are playing together in the Olympics and overseas. They're working out together in the off season. There's a lot more, friendships, open friendships between the games, people jersey swapping, and then the playoffs, it changes. That's why it's fun when Anthony Edwards is chirping, Luka's chirping, this whole, Wemby's talking. And I love that he didn't go with the PR answer. I love that he's like, yeah, like, I got dissed on the MVP. I got 5 votes when I arguably could have been the MVP, and I'm playing the guy that had 83 first place votes. So that was fun looking at that. But as the NBA as a whole, and I am very well aware that the Thunder could easily win this series. There's just one game, was unbelievable, went to double overtime. This series you're expecting is probably going 6 or 7 games. But it is interesting how the narrative that we had about this Thunder team, they're going to win all these titles. Let's take it back because the last repeat NBA championship was the Warriors almost a decade ago. 2020, the Lakers in the bubble. That team had LeBron, who was still in his early to mid 30s, Anthony Davis. That team was the open as the favorite the next year to win the whole thing. And we thought that the Lakers were going to go on a little bit of a dynastic run. We thought the Bucks a year after were going to go on a little bit of a run with Giannis. They won one title. Then the Warriors win it again. Were the Warriors back to it? The Warriors back with the dynasty. I remember having those conversations. Are they back to winning championships? That was the last one they've had since. Then the Nuggets win. The Nuggets were the team that everyone's like, oh, they're gonna rip off all these championships. Jokic, Murray, who's gonna compete with this in the West? They haven't even been back, and they've gotten progressively worse every single season in terms of leaving the playoffs early. Then the Celtics, same thing. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Oh, this team's stacked when they beat Luka and Kyrie and the Mavs. And then we have the Thunder last year, and I think people have given the Thunder, oh, are they going to be a dynasty? There was a little bit of hesitation considering the Nuggets took them 7 games last year. Who knows if Halliburton's available in that game 7, the whole game? He had 9 points, 12 points in the first 4 minutes of the game, then rips his Achilles. We never know if the Pacers are NBA champs. And then the way they were running through the playoffs, they sweep the Suns, they sweep the Lakers. Oh, are they going to run off all these championships? And it is funny in the NBA, especially how we're quick to anoint dynasties, because I think the people would think that the NBA has the most maybe lack of interest in terms of potential upsets in the playoffs. Well, baseball just had back-to-back champs in the Dodgers. The Chiefs went back-to-back a few years in the NFL. I think we can all agree the NFL is probably the hardest one to win. Even the best Super Bowl, the best NFL team winning a Super Bowl, there's a lot of talent and luck involved because one game of an injury, one game of a couple bad calls, turnovers, ball not bouncing your way. It is hard to win a Super Bowl. But we've seen back-to-back champs recently. The furthest we've seen back-to-back champs is actually in the NBA. And it feels like in the NBA, maybe it's because it's a long season and we're seeing a team dominate throughout the year. So we just assume that it's going to happen for years to come. But this whole narrative that the Thunder is going to run off all these championships, and let's say the Spurs go win a title. Let's say they do. Then the narrative that the Spurs are just going to go win a bunch of titles. It very well could be the Spurs and the Thunder in the Western Conference for years to come. And I'm sure they'll be favorites every year. There was an NBA scout today that compared them to Magic and Bird, which is crazy to me. Like, look, come on. Like, those dudes met in the finals multiple times. We played one game in the playoffs in Wemby and Shea. The Thunder and the Spurs very well could be the favorites going forward. But we always anoint these teams like they're just going to run off all these championships. And the Lakers, I really do feel, can build in the offseason, finally have cap space to get it together. The Rockets are going to get a point guard. That was the fatal thing for them. They did not have anyone to run the offense. Fred VanVleet's coming back. And you got the Denver Nuggets still sitting there with Jokic and Murray. You got Anthony Edwards in Minnesota. They're probably going to swap Julius Randle out for a second star. So whatever happens in these NBA playoffs, I do think we need to make sure, myself included, to not be premature on just anointing. That's the next dynasty. That's the next one that's going to win all these chips. But Eastern Conference Finals starting tonight. Going to be fun with the Cavs and the Knicks. We'll be reacting to that series tomorrow as well. Chino Iglesias, Channel 933, right down the hall, jumping on with me next. It's coming up on Going Long, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Padres and Dodgers are getting set for game 2 of their series tonight downtown at Petco Park. It's going to be Emmett Sheehan going for the Dodgers and Griffin Cannon going for the Friars. The first pitch is set for 6:40. We got game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA tonight when Cleveland travels to New York to take on the Knicks. The tip-off will be a little after 5 o'clock. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for, or the foul ball you heroically gave away. It's all there on eBay. eBay, things people love.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little heat. Getting warm around here. Light the fires, Big Daddy. Who's next in the hot seat?
Chino Iglesias.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little heat.
I know that. Shout out to TJ for the imaging. Channel 933. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
dude? How you doing? You were out in Disney all weekend
For 3 days.
and you're a Disney guy.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 miles a day.
10 miles a day.
10 miles a day. My feet feel like cinder blocks.
Okay, so as someone who, I grew up in LA.
Yeah.
And I had free passes because my dad worked for ESPN at the time.
Oh,
so
you were spoiled.
I was spoiled. 100%. I was
Yeah.
spoiled. I told you this off air.
Yeah.
Basically, we had free passes to go whenever we wanted. We go every Friday when I was a
Silver
kid.
Spoon Sammy.
And then Silver Spoon Sammy. Texline's gonna love that. And I literally we'd have people come in from the Midwest who'd be like, "Oh, we're going to Disneyland. We're going to Disneyland." And I'd be like, "Man, can we like stay home?" I was
Can
like,
we do something
I
else?
was like, "Oh, but Disneyland is unbelievable."
It's because you haven't been with the right people.
That's what I think we would have a good time. At
Bro,
Disneyland.
listen,
Brandon, we would have a good time.
Bro, listen. And you're of age, so we would start in Disney California Adventure, and I would take you
Yes.
on the Yellow Cup tour.
What is the Yellow Cup tour?
Well, the Yellow Cups are the only cups you can have
Alcohol.
alcohol in. Yeah, bro, it would be on.
Is there a bunch of so I haven't been in years. So California Adventure, we got bars over there now?
Bro, listen.
Dude.
Mango cart micheladas and jalapeno cheese filled pretzels. That's
Get
all you need
out.
to chug through, to power through the
Right,
entire
it's like
day.
your Go Juice.
Bro, 100%.
Have you been to what's new? They got Cars Land. I know it's a while.
It's not new, but okay.
So-
I know
that's
what I'm
how-
dealing
that's
with
how-
here.
yeah, that's how I-
If you're saying, have you been to the new Cars Land? Absolutely.
Don't they have a Star Wars cantina?
Yes. And
that's like a legit bar.
Yeah, I want to say some of the stuff is a little overhyped. Maybe not my thing. Let's just deal in beers here.
Are you a person who you go to Disneyland and you get there when the park opens and leave when the park closes?
First one in, last one out.
Okay.
Like to let you know, the park closed at 11 o'clock last night, and we were walking out like the last group of people.
So you watched the fireworks?
The fireworks were happening. The fireworks are up. We're taking advantage of,
went on the ride.
Yeah.
The dirty
Short
secret,
lines.
if you're in San Diego or Orange County, you're listening right now, is if it happens to rain at all on any day in LA, none of the locals go. So if you want to go to the park, there's no one there, so you can go on any ride.
Stop. Listen.
It's the truth.
I admire your information. Thank you for that. Appreciate you,
Did
Sammy.
I just give it away?
No, not at all. The secret is find out when LA Unified School District goes back into school after a summer break, and you go that Monday and Tuesday. Empty. Mother's Day, Father's Day, empty. That's when you go.
That's fine. I guess because you're not getting dad's Disneyland passes.
Not at all.
Maybe moms.
No, they want to go do other things, man. I'm telling you, bro, I got all the trade secrets, but let's focus on something that I think people don't want to hear about Disneyland.
Yeah, they want to hear about
and all the calories consumed, which basically balanced itself out with all the steps I took.
Yeah,
but
you're good.
I think as I'm walking through the parks yesterday, I start to get text messages from my boys. Whoa, what a game. Did you see that shot? I'm like, what's going on? What am I missing? Oh, man. OKC San Antonio.
Unreal.
I did not watch it.
Unreal.
So I'm back at home last night about 1:30 in the morning. I turn on the TV. I watch stuff. I go through social media and I watch it. This is, and I could only imagine what it was like in the moment, right? But to me, I'm going to equate this last night to the night that we saw Jordan switch hands against the Lakers going up, right?
Yeah.
And go, wait a second. Jordan was already a star in that moment.
But it went to another level.
But it was really another level. I think last night, and at the age that Wemby's at, 22?
Yeah, 22.
22 years old, we might be witnessing the birth. Now, he's been in the league, but I think this is the moment where we go, oh my, this is the real GOAT of the moment. SGA, whatever. Like Jokic, cool, good for you. But Wemby might have just taken the cape, the mantle, the crown, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so my last segment, I just was talking about this a little bit. I was talking about how, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. We were so quick to anoint dynasties in terms of the Lakers 2020, the Bucks 2021, certainly with the Nuggets when they won it in 2022 or 3, I can't remember, and then the Celtics. And then we did it with the Thunder last year, and now it feels like we don't know what happens in the series.
No. Let me bring this all the way back. We haven't had a dynasty.
Right.
In the NBA.
Since the Warriors.
We haven't had a dynasty. In baseball, right now you can make the argument for the Dodgers, but I want to say
the Dodgers are definitely a dynasty right now.
We're getting there, right? I want to say it was the Giants 3 and 5 years.
That was certainly a dynasty.
Is certainly a dynasty.
The Yankees early 2000s.
Yeah. So you can't just throw dynasty out with OKC, or you said 2020 Lakers. It could have been something special had they not broken that team up. Could have been.
And that's what I think, especially in the NBA, is we're quick to anoint all these teams, and none of these teams lasted. Like the Nuggets were that team that people thought they're going to dominate the West for a while now. That has not happened. The Celtics were having the same conversation. Playoff disappointments after they won. They beat Luka and that team. OKC, and now OKC could 100% still win the series. But if they lose to the Spurs, the same thing is going to happen with San Antonio. And it is funny how we kind of do this cycle where the next team to win is going to be the next dynasty.
I'm a realist. You understand that when it comes to sports. I feel like we're too quick to give somebody a trophy. It's more like participation trophies nowadays. Look at you. You did great. Pat on the back. You're one of the greatest. That's not the case here.
Yeah.
I'm more of a realist, and I'm one where I go, okay, you got to earn this. So the whole dynasty thing, whatever. SGA getting the MVP back-to-back, I don't agree with it. And bro, last night could be the moment where we look back and go, when he took that almost half-court shot to tie the game and the beauty of that shot. If you look back and go, man, how am I going to teach my kid or nephew or whoever how to take a jumper? That's right there. Textbook, rotation, release, the whole nine. We saw last night what could have been, and I didn't see it as it happened, but that could be one of the single best performances by a young cat in the league that people are going to be talking about forever. That was special, and I'm mad I missed it.
And I think there's so much been made about the face of the NBA. Like, who's going to be the face of the NBA? And I do think, like Wemby, yes. Luka and Anthony Edwards, yes. And I put those three in a group. Here's why. Because they play with some flair.
Yeah, absolutely.
People. Wemby is just an alien, and he's 7'4", and he can hit shots. Like he may just very well be the best player. Luka talks, and Luka is one of the best offensive players. And Ant talks. That's why I think holds SGA back. In that SGA is just a great player.
SGA is too busy buying trench coats and being weird. Listen, Wemby. I don't know how deep of a hole you went into on social media about people slow-moing Wemby talking trash to Chet. I don't know if you saw this, but he's kind of like on the under giving Chet the business. Mm-hmm. The business. The OKC.
Chet is not a solid big.
Listen,
Chet is a finesse big.
OKC, you guys got something special. Good for you. But you guys are like that private school, team that gets put together, and all of a sudden you guys think you're unbeatable. It's evident with the push away of the camera by who's that bald
Caruso
role player they got over there?
Yeah, that wore me out. It's like you can't be like cameras all on me and then knock the camera out when you're about to lose at
They're
home.
the spoiled private school that is being shown this is how you ball. That's what happened last night. They got put in their place. And what's going to make this even sweeter is if we continue to see San Antonio dominate, this is the beginning of something special. This is the beginning of what could be Wemby in talks about, yeah, look, I know it's crazy to say he could be the greatest of all time, but this could be the beginning of that. Last night was special.
It is. It was special. I'm like, I need to see a chip first before I go.
Of course, absolutely.
I know you are too. You're not saying he's 100%.
The GOAT. I'm not saying he's the GOAT.
I've heard that conversation today, and it is. This is just where I think the media, we can jump the gun a little too fast on big time performances.
But as a Lakers fan and as a kid growing up and watching Michael dice through the Lakers and go to the rim and switch hands, I can remember that. I'm getting chills right now thinking about that moment as a kid going, oh my, he is so much better than us. He, not his team, he is so much better than us. I remember the thought going, oh, we're cooked. I feel the same way about just watching clips of Wemby last night. So that's where my connection is. Well, so we might see something special. And I would really love to see San Antonio and the Knicks.
That'd be a great series.
That would be such an amazing series if those two teams at their best go at it. Oh my gosh.
Quickly, Padres Dodgers last night. Padres win 1-0. Next two nights, where does the rivalry? Because everyone's talking about the
rivalry.
That's okay. So I'm curious where you went with that. People have talked about the Padres Dodgers rivalry as like one of the best in Major League Baseball today. And then in sports, where are you at with that?
I think that the Padres have an exceptional squad. Exceptional. And the Dodgers put together a great team. May baseball bores me. It does. And I would, if the Padres can pull this off and take care of Big Brother this round and go into the next round doing the same thing. Because remember, last year, they took care of us and then we took care of them, right?
Mm.
If they go in and they handle us, this could be like the separation they need to go in there and hold that first place in the NL West for a minute, right? Because the Dodgers aren't at their best right now, right? And if the Padres can get over this hump, and then the next time we meet, do it again, which I'll be at the July 5th game at Dodger Stadium. I am ready for that. I don't care about the first series, personally. I want to see how we react to it. Maybe tonight it could be the same thing, or we can give them that energy we gave the Angels.
I am curious. It was a good performance last night by the Padres. Gritty. Both teams had opportunities to extend the lead and didn't really do it. I think both teams' bats come alive tonight, especially with Canning and Sheehan on the mound. I think this is.
I know Petco Park's going to be electric.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's one thing about Padres fans is Padres fans show up at Petco Park.
Yes,
especially against the Dodgers.
Yes, they do. Chino Iglesias, Channel 933. The absolute best. See, Silver Spoon Kid 619 already catching on.
Silver Spoon Sammy. Yo, guys out there, I need somebody to make t-shirts. Okay? San Diego Sports 760 logo, iHeart logo, Silver Spoon Sammy. Thank you.
All right, coming up next, Schaefer Sleewa, a little crossover action going long. San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeart Radio app. John Schaefer and Alan Sleewer here.
Can confirm.
They made the show today, guys.
We always do.
Little Padres win last night, 1-0. Gritty ball game. But I don't want to ruin your guys' show off the top. Which you guys...
Yeah, how about that game last night, dude?
Okay.
How about Alan?
Yeah.
How much time do we spend on Canadians moving on? How about that game last night?
Did they end up? They
the
won
game that everyone's
7.
talking about.
They were up 2-0.
First off,
they won 3-2.
First off,
for Buffalo.
This is what happens. I said this earlier. Mm-hmm. The city of Buffalo is allergic to winning in pressurized spots.
Ooh.
The Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres.
That's right. That was Sabres yesterday.
That was in Buffalo.
Are you guys big hockey fans?
No, I was kidding. Here's the thing. Let me just say this. The game last night between Oklahoma City and San Antonio was
great. No, real quick on the hockey thing. That was icing. Like
icing?
Yeah. Whatever. I don't remember which one.
But it was icing. It was
so much icing.
But seriously, you got Dodgers, Padres, you've got this Spurs Thunder thing. I'm watching.
I had them both.
I did too. It was awesome. And I'm watching on multiple ways. And it was really incredible theater just to be a sports fan, to be able to watch at the exact same time. I mean, the Padres-Dodgers game played out. I figured the OKC game was going to end earlier, and they ended at near the same time.
Yeah, the Dodger-Padre game was like 2 hours, 20 minutes.
It was 2:18. I looked
at the double OT in the Spurs.
If it went
Thunder
one more
game.
overtime, it would have like gone longer.
I played it earlier on the show. Did you guys hear Wemby post game talking about
which part?
They asked him. They basically said, "Did the fact that you didn't win MVP and the fact that you got so few votes play into it?" Play a factor in tonight's game? And he goes, yeah, everything you just said. Like, I personally love that you're seeing Stephon Castle like look at SGA when he dunked over him. Like, you see some like vitriol between these teams.
Real quick on Wemby, who's incredible, we'll talk about. But I will say this, for the incredible abilities of Victor Wembanyama, I don't think he's the greatest interview. If I'm being honest, after watching that game and watching the 3-question back and forth, and I'm sure he had everything. It took everything to win that game. He played nearly 50 minutes. He only said like 32 words in like the 3 questions.
Can I give him this?
Yeah,
he does something that
everything you just said.
I think is he does something that I think is like very unique. He thinks about his answer.
Oh yeah, I think there's
like
that.
he like
That's
is
true.
giving it a second, trying to give the proper response. But to go back to the what you said about them and the Thunder, there's something there. Like when you're the San Antonio Spurs and you've yet to win a championship, this is obviously their first run. It's not like they have runs, but the Thunder are the champs, and they did take 4 of 5 from them in the regular season, and they are the underdogs coming in. And I don't think they feel like they are. I think it has. Yesterday, a couple of times, whether it was Wemby dunking on Chet and staring at Chet, I like that. I mean, that's good
I loved
theater.
it.
Yeah. By the way, and the idea that, like, it's not like, tell me I'm wrong. It's not like Shea stole the MVP this year from Victor Wembanyama.
No.
Shea's numbers are deserved of MVP.
I thought
Wemby
was more valuable.
You could certainly make the case.
Yeah.
You made that point throughout the course of the last month of the regular season. And Wemby probably will have his opportunities
Certainly.
to be MVP. But I think if you just look at this past year, Wemby was awesome. But the numbers for Shea are just as good as they were last year when he won MVP.
The MVP is interesting conversation in multiple sports.
Yeah.
You see voter fatigue, and we haven't seen that with Shea. We've seen this in the NFL happen. If you like, Mahomes won it over Breeze because Mahomes was the starting quarterback. Right. Then we saw Lamar win it. Then Josh Allen had won one. So then Josh Allen wins. Well, like, it's always now we're seeing Caleb Williams, one of the most bet players to win MVP, because it's the next big thing at quarterback. We haven't seen that in the NBA as much, but my thing with Shea in the NBA, and you can make the argument for Wemby and everyone, is I don't like how certain guys get held. Like Luka gets crushed for not playing defense, and I'm not saying Luka should win MVP because he shouldn't have, but we don't hear that same concern about Jokic. Jokic doesn't play defense. Shea doesn't play defense. He just has a team around him who plays defense. I don't like how we pick and choose for certain guys, nitpick it. Like if it's about defense, Jaylen Brown should have won MVP.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here because
or Victor Wembanyama
or
Wemby's I think the like clear like, hey, he's gonna kill it on both sides of the ball. I'm trying to think. I think the Luka thing blown out of proportion. I thought that was blown out of proportion. That like, why isn't he in the MVP talks? Because he's not the most valuable player.
And
like,
he wasn't.
And he wasn't. And now that doesn't mean he can't put up 35 points a game and be phenomenal, impact games. But I don't think he was. I think the voter fatigue will start with Shea. Like, I think that's already started because I think
you're probably right.
Because people have already started kind of getting annoyed with
the
Shea.
narrative.
And I don't even know if Shea's done anything wrong, but they have.
When you win, people don't like you.
But it's surprising that like how much Wemby cares for the MVP. He
cares a lot.
Like he was lobbying during the season to be MVP.
Yeah.
It is funny though. We haven't really seen that with Jokic. Like I agree with you that it'll start with Shea, but Jokic got more first place votes than Wemby did.
Yeah,
and we've seen
second.
Jokic win multiple MVPs. You would think people would be getting tired of just giving the award to Jokic.
I've never seen anyone like Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I really haven't. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying he's like the greatest player of all time. That's a separate conversation. I'm just saying he is entirely unicorn unique.
100%.
There is nothing that compares to this individual.
He's Kevin Durant with everything.
Ability.
With everything.
We're watching every time we're watching. We've never seen it before. That's why it's like I got to see it because I have no idea what I'm watching.
It's incredible.
What you guys got on the show today?
We're going to have Fabian Ardaya from The Athletic, who covers the Dodgers at 3:05. We've got the Spurs pre- and post-game host joining us at 4 p.m.
Perfect.
And, of course, we're getting you ready for tonight, Game 2 of that Padres-Dodgers series.
All right, awesome. Keep listening to these boys for that. Schaefer and Slee will come up right now. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We got David Vassay from 570 jumping on at 12:30, and much more reaction to Game 2 as well as Cavs Knicks tonight. That's coming up next. Keep listening to Schaefer and Slee.